From author Brian K. Morris comes a classic hero in a high-flying, fast-paced, and action-packed steampunk adventure. The original Skyman battles the Master of Steam with an introduction by comics icon and historian Roy Thomas. A Rising Tide, an Ace Comics publication. Available now in print or digital format on Amazon.com.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Welcome to Nevermind the Furthermore with your host, Brian K. Morris, independent publisher, freelance hybrid author, award-winning playwright, and former mortician's assistant. Beware. Beware. That might not be a phone jingling in your pocket. Join the Nevermorians for morning mischief and madness at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 Central. Your sense of humor is the only thing you need to wear.
Good morning, everyone. How the heck are you? Hey, hope you're having a great hump day. And decide for yourself right now, are you the humped or are you the humpy or the humper? Anyway, I know what I need. All right. Anyway, good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a great morning. I'm disorganized as usual, but I'm also Brian K. Morris, your host, and I hope you're having a great morning. Welcome to the start of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We're going to talk a little more about that soon. But first of all, we want to welcome everyone here. Thank you, whether you're watching live and are interacting with us in the chat, or you're watching later on the reruns. We really appreciate you being here. And go back and check out our back catalog. We got some really great stuff that I think you'll enjoy, especially on our YouTube page. If you're watching us on Facebook, on the Rising Tide Publications page, be sure, if you like any part of this video, to give that a like, okay? Because it helps us with the algorithms and gets us a little more searchability, if you know what I mean. Also, please like the page you're on, too. We have over 2,200 people that like and follow us, and we're grateful for each and every one of you. We really are, but we want more, because the party isn't truly a party unless you're there as well. And also, if you're watching us on YouTube for the better picture quality and sound, please, if you're watching us on the Brian K. Morris Rising Tide Publications page or the Geek Insider page, please, again, if you enjoy any part of this video, anything you see or hear, please give this a like and also smash that thumbs up. It feels so good, as my friend Julie the Book Broad says. And also, don't forget to subscribe to whatever channel you're watching, because also you can ring that little bell that comes up and get notified of any future appearances we make. We are a part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We'll be talking more about that. And also, this episode is brought to you by Plasmafire Graphics. When the look of your book matters to you, check out plasmafiregraphics.com. Also, check out their page on Facebook. Jeffrey Hayes is an amazing creator, and you will love his work. In fact, pardon me, if you saw the first two trailers that we ran at the top of the show, yeah, they did those. And they're way affordable. So definitely check out Plasmafire Graphics. Plasmafiregraphics.com. And also, this show is powered by GeekInsider.com. Please check out their amazing array of programming on all matters geek, and also check out the blogs they have there, as well as Wild One Forever, Meredith Logren's weekday start to your day. It's a great blog. You will love it. And thank you for being here. Thank you for being here through all that. And oh man, You missed a great show last night. If you missed Clever Title Pending last night, we had Joe Dog McKeel on, and we went way off the agenda. He said happily, because Joe Dog is a wealth of great stories. He's a paranormal investigator, an amazing broadcaster. He's got one of my favorite shows on the web, Stupid O'Clock, which will be running tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Also Saturday night at 11 p.m. Plus, he's got a brand new show that he's started. And I got to write down. I got to get this memorized. It is Lunchtime at the Dog House. Joe Dog himself has a show very similar to this one. God help the boy. And anyway, he's a very talented guy, great broadcaster, funny as hell. Had some amazing stories. You will love them last night. Please check out our back catalog of stuff on all the pages where you see this. And now it's time to get to your comments. And we're already 36 comments behind now. Who was first today? Who was first? Who was first? Oh, we got all kinds of cool people. I can't wait to say hello to you. And Gospel Illusionist Jake Lindsay wins at 8:51 this morning. Good to see you, Magi Jake. Former Magi Jake. Now he's Gospel Illusionist Jake. And I get to spend $95 of magic on Amazon. Well, happy shopping to you, young man. Sounds like Christmas all over again. And there he is, Christian Basil. Arise, Wednesday Morris Monster. Arise. Yeah, still got nothing next. Okay, anyway, hope you watched his Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, and you see the TARDIS right above me, right behind here, in all its emerald glory. And also, please check out that show. It's an amazingly entertaining show. Every Tuesday night at 6 p.m. on the Hanging with Web Show Network. Also, check out his Facebook page, which is now officially 50,000 follows. 50,000. Congratulations, Christian. We told you it would happen. And now, why haven't you hit 75,000? It's been, 24 hours? Come on, you loser. Get going. Get busy. No, seriously, we love Christian. He is an amazing guy. Love him. He's so funny. And Trevor Hawkins, good morning, Teresa. Good morning to everyone. And Trevor's calling you from work. And arise, altar boy. Trevor's got you pegged, so to speak, Christian. And Cookie's getting a phone call today. Oh, by the way, today is Cookie's birthday. Today is the final day of Epiphany. Now, I've told this story before. When Cookie was born in Buffalo, New York, a while back, the nurses referred to her as, since it was the final day of the 12 days of Christmas, they referred to her as their little Christmas cookie. And that name stuck. And she's actually been Cookie longer than she's been her real name, or actually her nickname, Carol. So please, if you have a moment today, go to her page and wish her a happy birthday, if you would. I think she's surprised when people do. But anyway, Teresa Dunn, glad to see you here. Mwah! And Teresa's at work. And good morning to you, darling. And Carl Wisman says, good morning, everyone. I put my like on here already. Carl Wisman, you are on the beam, sir. And if you're watching us, please give us a like. And thank you to William Pace, Jeffrey Hayes, and Donna Carlene for liking this show on Facebook. And thank you for the love from Terry McIver, Brian Rodman, my fellow Brian, and John B. Pica. John, glad to see you here this morning. Hope all of you are doing well. And it's Cookie on the thumbnails today. Yeah. As I was explaining, the thumbnail for today was taken the day we took ownership of the compound here in Lafayette, Indiana. And we decided to take a picture to commemorate the happy occasion. Now, it was still about a month and a half later before we got all the utilities turned on. The first, couple months of living here was an adventure. I got into a fight with Lowe's about our oven. Got into a near fight with the water company, and I'm telling them, no, you can't tell me that this is the policy, because I used to work for you guys about 4 years ago. So don't, yank the other leg. It's got a bell on it. So, but we finally got everything going here, and it's actually, I don't know that we've ever been happier with any place we've ever lived. Now, we miss our Illinois friends, and we try to visit as often as we are able. But yeah, we had to have Cookie, and besides, it's her birthday. And Don and Carly, mwah, glad to see you as always. Everyone saying hello to Teresa and Dense Fog here today. sweetheart, it might be dense, or maybe it's just a little slow, but let's not poke fun at it, okay? And if there's frozen fans, Dollar Tree is selling lots of frozen crafts and a whole lot more. Yeah, the last time I went into my Dollar Tree, I love Dollar Tree. I really do. It's kind of fun to see what's in there. It's kind of like a rummage sale. Plus they have some good bargains on some stuff I don't need and really would want. But anyway, one thing they do have, something, it gets rather humid where we are, and we get what we're called moisture eliminators, and you can tell by the big blue label there. But anyway, it's a chemical that draws out water from the atmosphere and puts, deposits in a little chamber, and then you just throw these away. They're only $1 a piece, and they're really quite good. We stock up on them when we can. And Michaela J says, "Morgan, folks, morning to you, darling. Mwah, hope you are doing well." And he's still going to buy stuff on Amazon. And man, you put one little opinion out there, people lose their minds. Yeah, Michaela, that's why I don't tend to share most of my opinions except on here, where I only have hundreds of people instead of the entire internet to tell me what an idiot I am. Yeah, that's the thing. And the thing is, what I love about the show is that I want this to be free discussion. I really do, as long as civility is maintained. But by the same token, you try to do something like that on Facebook, and especially like me, you and I are, for better or worse, we're public figures now because we put our work out there. We're creative. We make appearances at shows. We are public people, but we, you share your opinion and you're likely to alienate half your audience. I found this out in 2016. I put out stuff that I was making fun of all the candidates. And every time I did, if I put something out against Hillary, I had all the, the pro-Trump people saying, "Oh yeah, way to go, Brian. That's the way to use your platform." And then I'd say something nasty about Trump, and they're like, "Well, what's wrong with you? Why have you turned on us like this? I'm unfriending you. Screw you, Brian." And I'm like, after a while, I'm like, this is the way to get rid of disagreeable people. So every now and then I post something that I know is a little outrageous, and people that genuinely know me will know that I'm kidding. But the people who are casual followers are like, "Oh, I'm outraged. I'm never reading another one of your books again." Well, guess what? Who cares? Go take your illiteracy elsewhere. But anyway, we got to be careful. We have to be careful about what opinions we put out there and what we're willing to stand behind. So anyway, good luck. That's all I can tell you. Oh, man. Oh, yes. Kofefe. And Grant Lankard, good morning to you, sir. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for showing up last night at Clever Title Penny. Always a pleasure to have you. Morning, Michaela. Everyone's saying hello. And I saw that, Michaela, their guilty consciences, probably so. And what'd you do now, Michaela? Asked Carly. And yeah, showtime. And I'm only 15 minutes behind. That's not bad. And let's see. And here we go. And come on, how about reading what it actually says? What's worse, Michaela, is posting something that's a joke that requires the reader to actually go into the article and take a look at it. And I saw one, what was it? It was something last week, and it was on somebody else's page, so I didn't make a big issue of it, but I pointed out, that if they had actually gone onto the site that they were getting their panties in a bunch about, they would have seen that it's a parody site like The Onion. And it says so in their about section. And they're like, "Oh, thanks for looking this up for me. I appreciate that." Well, it's like if you had done 5 seconds of work, I wouldn't have come by and made you look like a total moron, so thank you for letting me make you look like an idiot. And Carly, I said, if 600 will change your life, I know a place hiring. Yeah. Oh, I was thinking of something else. I missed this comment. I got to go back and watch this. Yeah, and the stimulus, it's, we got our money. That's nice. We are in a position that it wasn't essential to keep our household going, thank goodness. But I know there are people that it's not life-changing money, but it's life-sustaining money, and I get that. And that's good. But that's the problem. So much of this stuff has become almost weaponized, and outrage has become weaponized to a degree. I was watching Viva Fry, which is a really, really fun legal vlog on YouTube. And it's FREI if you ever want to watch it. But he had one about the legal team who were trying to advance President Trump's lawsuits that basically were trying to overturn the results of various state elections for the presidency. And this lawyer decided that he was going to take the lawyers that represented Trump and put them before the Bar Association, try to get them disbarred for basically not agreeing with him politically. So, it's kind of a minefield, this whole outrage thing. And good morning, Skunk Rocker. Hey, Brian. Hey, Nevermorians. Yo, Christian, I believe you can write a better intro for BKM than that. Now get caffeinated and try again. I am going to rewrite my verbal intro here, Skunk. I am going to do that. I've been meaning to do that for 2 weeks, but I keep getting distracted. Oh, and I've gotten distracted again. I meant to tell you guys, we do have something we've been calling, as of about 2 days ago, the Rising Tide publication, the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. It is, so far it's 3 of us, but it's still a network, and it's a mutual support society. And I know many of you support all of us in the network, and we appreciate it. I think I could speak for everyone. Was that your mom?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Okay. Cookie got a call from her mom. That's good.
And they send their love.
Oh, to me?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's not even my birthday yet, too. I'm truly blessed. Sorry?
They probably felt they had to.
It's going to be a long day for me, right?
Oh, probably.
Probably. Oh, well.
I'm here to hassle you.
Thanks, hon.
Welcome.
I told everybody to go wish you a happy birthday on that damn YouTube thing. Or on, rather, Facebook.
Cool.
Yeah, so you get some birthday wishes, hopefully. And I told him you, let's see, I haven't told him your age yet, though. She's still 23.
I don't care.
I know you don't care. No more than I do.
Yeah.
What is that old saying about age is mind over matter, that as long as you don't mind, it doesn't matter?
Yeah.
You're still young stuff.
Yeah.
But I make up for it by being immature. But no, anyway, getting back to the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. It is comprised right now of Joe Dog McKeel, who I hope you caught his premiere show yesterday at 12:05, and he's doing an at Coffee at the Doghouse. I hope you watch it. It's a really fun show. Joe Dog is great host, and he'll be doing it again tomorrow at 12:05. But anyway, he's the first inductee or draftee into this network, and we also are very honored to announce that Ted Davies Artistry is a part of this too. The thing is, when these guys started talking to me about it, I was so proud, because I think these guys provide superb content, and it's so varied, which is what I think a good network should be. There's nothing wrong with having a common united theme throughout your broadcasting. Excuse me, but man does not live by knitting podcasts alone. I think we all thrive on the variety that the shows like this provide, and also Stupid O'Clock, the Armchair Rocket Scientists, and all the great stuff Ted Davies does. Oh my God, he does things so slick. I am so envious of him that he is far more organized than I am. But anyway, we ask that you all please support the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We think you'll be entertained. We think hopefully you'll get something a little meatier out of it too every now and then. And we will be starting I will be organizing a Facebook page soon, and we're going to pop open a fresh logo for it and stuff. So please support the people in our network, which is, again, thank you to Joe Dog McKeel and Ted Davies Artistry for signing up aboard the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. So anyway, let's get back to your comments here. Carl Westman says, there are a lot of folks needing that money, though, so I guess it wasn't funny to them. Humor is tough. Yeah, it is. It is, and it is in a lot of ways sometimes very subjective. Especially now when so many people are sensitive and hurting. And I'm not at all saying that we don't need to laugh at ourselves occasionally, and maybe to be reminded that do we really need this money? I've already heard of some people who are actually trying to turn away their money I would say donate it to a charity then if you could, because then you get a tax write-off for what if you want to be crass about it. But you also might be helping somebody who really could use the money. And that's why it's like the 600 or more, and Cookie and I are both, well, that's nice, good, people can use that. And when they were talking about $2,000, I'm like, no, that's ridiculous. Give us a tax credit. That would be nice because we're getting into tax season now. But anyway, and Carly says, yeah, I remember seeing that one. I totally agree with you. And Grant Lanker said, I thought that's what everybody is complaining about. That 600 isn't going to change anybody's life or even their day. Yeah, that's the sort of thing. Now, for some people in some communities, it might be a rent payment, and that's cool. But I think things like unemployment is more important. Extending the unemployment benefits would have been or are, excuse me, for a lot of people more helpful. I also think that more. I heard that part of it was going to be more support at the state and county level, or more the state level, excuse me, who would then disperse it to the counties to help smaller businesses stay open right now. We've seen so many businesses close, and even big corporations are hurting right now. What did I see yesterday? Family Video maybe shuttering their doors. I know it's a big chain in the Midwest, and at one point you couldn't go 5 minutes inside any sort of municipality without hitting a Family Video. Excuse me, but right now with the streaming services, this may be an instance more, not so much the overall economy, but I know that they've been having troubles since more people are getting their entertainment via streaming services now. So, I get it. I totes get it. So, we're not through this yet, but we will get through it together, all of us. And Carl, I didn't mean for it to be funny, just a different perspective. And Carl Wisman says, good lesson in how you might mean one thing and everyone will put their own spin on it. When I first saw the meme, I took it as a joke. See how that works? Yeah, definitely. See? And I posted something almost a year ago that, I was trying to look for, at the rise of the My Sharona, Miley Cyrus Peter pandemic, I was looking for any sort of ray of, hope. And the fact that 98% of the people who contract this will probably survive. Now, since then, we have found out that there may be longer lasting problems in breathing and energy levels, and even, excuse me, it even causes, in some cases, swelling of the brain, which is why we've had some neurological damage, such as absence of ability to smell and taste. And so I was looking for some sort of ray of sunshine, and I got reamed. Bless you, honey. Until I pointed out that the people that were doing only one person agreed with me, although I got a lot of likes for it, but only one comment agreed with me. And I pushed back saying, that except for the person that agreed with me, almost all of you don't interact. You don't like, you don't even give my posts a like. You don't support my shows. You don't support my books. Why should I take anything? You all can leave right now. I don't care. And oddly enough, none of them did. The gutless cowards. I will say that now. But anyway, but by the same token, sometimes, especially right now when people are so triggerable, you have to kind of choose what hill you want to die on, unfortunately. So even I have to be careful. And you're like, I've seen your shows, Brian. This is careful. Anyway, Terry McIver of the Hanging with Web Shows Network. Glad to see you here. Good morning / afternoon, Brian K. Morris. Here's to another day. Terry, it's a better day already now that I know you're in it. All right, brother? You have an excellent one. And there he is. Newest addition to the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, Ted Davies Artistry. Good morning to you, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Ted, put in a link to your next broadcast, will you please? And good morning, Charles F. Millhouse. Charles, I'll follow up on what I wrote you earlier. But I hope I can announce it. I would say go ahead and announce an interview. That's what I'll say. But anyway, Charles, so good to see you here. And why should you get excited about Charles F. Millhouse? I think you should get excited because of stuff like this when I don't scroll past it.
Choose high-flying action. Choose death-defying escapes. Choose spine-tingling thrills. Choose nail-biting intrigue. Now's your chance to choose the adventure. The Captain Hawkland Adventures. Available on Amazon.com.
Captain Hawkland, new name and adventure. If you like two-fisted pulp adventure, lots of great imagination, check out Captain Hawkland by Charles F. Milhouse. Also, if you dig Captain Hawkland, there's two Captain Hawkland stories in Pulp Reality #1 available from Stormgate Press. Please pick it up on Amazon. It is worth your time. And you'll love it. You really will. And Carl Westman says Ted brings the needed perspective and coffee. Yes, indeed, he does. And actually, Ted does such amazing content. It's always well delivered, always on target, and love his podcast. And it is a delight it is an honor that he wants to be part of this extravaganza. So please support the work of Ted Davies Artistry, teddaviesartistry.com. Also Ted Davies Artistry on YouTube. Also check out Joe Dog McKeel on YouTube. Joe McKeel on YouTube, also Stupid O'Clock on YouTube, and also his Facebook broadcasts. You will love Stupid O'Clock. It is great. And Grant Lankard says, I got my stimulus check last night and it's already gone. I paid my mortgage and car insurance didn't even cover both. We put I think we kept like a little bit for a little mad money. I'm going to be buying a new, I bought a new program yesterday and I bought a mouse. So I'm going to buy a mouse when I go out later today. That's how wild a time we're having. But no, we put most of ours. I just told Cookie, just go ahead and take mine. I let her have the first stimulus. Actually, I'm all about giving stimulus to Cookie. Anyway, yes, it's her birthday. But anyway, no, I gave it. Just use it for the household, honey. It's not going to change my life. And I think the first time we wound up paying a few bills. This time we put most of it on our credit card, and we are looking at being what's the term, unsecured debt free in about a year or so. She's done amazing stuff. Which a little side here. When you reach a certain point, and it doesn't have to be really high. And I know some of my friends are already reaching this, where you have to vet the people that want to friend you on your personal account on Facebook. I got one from a guy who actually was liking some of these shows for a while. He's since dropped out, but anyway, which is fine because he friended me and I saw that he was a writer, and I generally friend almost every writer I see here. I prefer it if you're on my Rising Tide page, but I'll take what I can get. Excuse me. But anyway, I friended him and he started dialogue. Hi, how are you? Boy, you must be a famous writer. I'm like, no. You must be a very popular best-selling writer. I've got one book that sells real good, but they all sell good. But I'm not on any sort of list. I've only won an award, and that was for not killing a play director. And he goes, well, who's managing your personal investments? I said, my wife does. She's very good with our finances. I know she's trained me to stay away from them. And he goes, well, maybe you should let me do it. I'll handle your finances, make you a wealthy man. I'm like, already, the alarms were already ringing by this point. And I said, thanks, but I'm very happy with my wife handling our finances. And he had the nerve to say, well, if you ever get rid of her, think of me. No, it's going to be the other way around. She's going to dump me. She's going to smart up one of these days, and she's going to say, "Okay, Brian, I want an 11-year-old now for a husband." But no, we're bound together. We have decided that we decided when we got married we're going to renegotiate the contract when we reach 70 years, and this year we will still have 45 to go. But we will renegotiate the contract upon our 75th anniversary. And we both decided if the sex is still good, we're going to keep it going. Otherwise, we'll probably live in sin. But anyway, at least you got a little bit of breathing room there, Grant. So that works. And thank you, everyone who participated on my live show yesterday. See you next Tuesday live on TED Talks. And Ted, that was a great talk about how to be assertive without being aggressive. That was a fantastic talk. Please go back to Ted Davies Artistry, especially on his YouTube channel. Really good sound and quality there. Definitely check it out. It was a really, really useful talk. And this is our idea of the TED Talks. He's our Ted. And nice opening. Thank you, DC Claymore, ClaymoreAdventures.com. I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it. We are proud of our alliance with Plasma Fire Graphics. They do amazing work, and we are going to be putting out some amazing stuff, both Plasma Fire Graphics and I, this year. I'm just over the moon about the stuff I see from every time he shows me something new from him. I'm like, holy cats, that's awesome. But yeah, Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. In fact, since they're sponsoring this episode, I should play their stuff more often, should I not? Anyway, no, I showed you they did our one trailer. Here's another one.
From author Brian K. Morris comes a tale of irreverent holiday horror, told with much inappropriate humor. Dr. Victor Frankenstein creates the spirit of giving himself. Ho, ho, ho! Santastine, or the post-holiday Prometheus. Available at Amazon.com. Get your copy today.
That's right. It's the post-holiday Prometheus, and it's after Christmas, but it's still an enjoyable book. Check out Santastine, available on Amazon and Smashwords in both paperback and ebook form. Anyway, Molly Daniels, good to see you, Hun Wah, says, paying off 3 medical bills with mine. Well, see, there you go. There you go. Like I said, I bought a new AI program yesterday we're checking out. And thank you to everyone, again, who participated in my questionnaire, both here and on patreon.com concerning audiobook quality. That really was a help. It really was. And now Cookie and I are moving forward with our plans on some stuff. But anyway, that's where part of my my stimulus money went. I was very happy with that. And John B. Pica says, good morning, Multiverse. Happy New Comics Day. John B. Pica, good to see you, johnpica.com. Check out all the amazing stuff he does. And 8 a.m. this coming Saturday morning, go back behind the cereal box with John B. Pica and check out his amazing content. He's also a great creator, too. Glad to have you here. And Christian Basil, hump or death? Hump or death? Hump. He chooses hump. Is Sarah here? And Brian, your green filter is still on from last night. So I was waiting for someone to notice. Your cup and your TARDIS, they are all green. Yes, that's true. We one of the features of StreamYard is we have and I'm okay. And let's see how far behind. Oh, we're so far behind it doesn't matter anymore. Anyway, we're going to go to the green screen here because here's one of the things that StreamYard can do. And let's see. Yes, does this look familiar? Hey, Christian, does this look familiar? Here's your introduction for you, buddy. High tech here. Also, all I know is just another brick on the wall. And also, we can extend this to. Oh, I'm such a 10-year-old. Hi. Welcome to Brian's Playhouse. So yeah, we have way too much fun with that. But yeah, let's see, is it doing anything for my necktie? No, it's not. Okay, but yeah, we will. And we were playing around with this yesterday, last night on Clever Tile Painting. So we're gonna go back to the normal green and the beautiful. Well, actually, it's still blue. Let's see. Let's check. Let's see. There we go. We're still. There we go. Let's see. Let's get about halfway there. All right. Anyway, so anyway, we're back to our normal. I was waiting for someone to notice to see if anyone would catch on to that. So yes, in case you're wondering, the blue TARDIS is back. So is the blue label on this thing from Dollar Tree. So that was me being an a-hole. Anyway, it was a new toy. I had to play with it. And the Eric Hawkins wishes us all a good morning. Well, good morning to you, Eric. Hope you're doing well. What you got going? Hey, brother, what you got going next? What show are you going to be on next? Eric has a vigorous appearance schedule, as many of us do. And Jeffrey Hayes says, good morning, Brian, and all the Nevermorians in attendance. Hope you are making it a great Wednesday. Check out plasmafiregraphics.com, and you can work with Jeffrey Hayes. Also, if you want to get to know Jeffrey Hayes a little bit better, check out, well, I don't have it in here. Wait, I've got the other book here. I've got my schedule book. Jeffrey Hayes is on Clever Title Pending. December 15th. Please check out the December 15th. He was hilarious. Great interview. And we had so much fun. And want to tell everybody, like I said, please check out last night's Clever Title Pending with Joe Dog McKeel of Stupid O'Clock and the Armchair Rocket Science. And a brand new show. Let's see, lunchtime at the Doghouse. That was it. I said coffee, but it's lunchtime at the Doghouse. And it's a great show. And also this Tuesday, we've really got a great guest coming up. I think you're going to all get excited. Kara Nicole is going to be here. She is a very, very wonderful cosplayer. And her professional name is the Arizona Power Girl. She's an incredibly intelligent woman, great businesswoman, and she currently has a Kickstarter campaign that I need to put the link up here. But it's to a second issue of a comic she's been doing called Fire Bitch. And it's a fun comic. She is a great lady. I mean, you are going to laugh. You're going to get a lot of information from her, too. So please check out this coming Tuesday night with Kara Nicole and myself on Clever Title Pending. And William Pace, morning to you, William. William, hope you're having a great morning. Always glad to have you here. And don't forget to like. Please don't forget to like. Yes, please. Whether you're watching on Facebook or especially on YouTube, please like this video. I appreciate it. And Carl, isn't it the blue screen? Yes, it is, darling. It is. And already liked and shared here on Facebook. Thank you. Sharing is caring. I appreciate every time you guys and gals share this video, and hope you get some good comments on it. And Grant Lankard liked, and nobody has to murder him. Okay, you've bought yourself another couple days of existence, Grant. Good man. Because I'm sure that Sarah, when she does wake up from her Vulcan healing coma, does take note and is making a list like Santa Claus, except she's more like Krampus, if you know what I mean. Anyway, Brian Rodman, good morning, my fellow Brian and Nevermorians. The first Humpty Hump of the new year. Let us all be the humpers as we rise above the gloomy dooms of the week. Let's get this party started. I'm all for the party, man. I am ready. I don't know. I don't know about you all, but I am done with 2020, and we're still dealing with a lot of the issues from then. But the thing is, a lot of life is what you allow to happen to you and how you react to it. And I've decided 2021 is I'm turning off the filter here for a moment. 2021 is going to be my bitch. Okay, turn it back on just in case. And I'm already seeing it. Like Michaela is making such great strides, and we've got the Rising Tide Broadcast Network now. A lot of us, and Christian, again, in all seriousness, I tease Christian, but I love and I respect this man so very much. He gives us all a standard to hold up to, and I know he's writhing in embarrassment as I say this, but the truth is he's an incredible broadcaster, a great content creator, and he has earned all 50,000. Yeah, he crossed the 50,000 threshold. Now we got to get him to 75. I'd like to see him reach. My birthday is March 2nd. I want two things. I want one. I would love to have 500 subscribers to my YouTube channel, and I would love to see Christian have 750,000 or 775,000. Let's be realistic. 75,000. For his channel on Facebook, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS, which, by the way, if you have not seen the show and you don't know to get excited for it, here is your education. Please check out the legend of the traveling TARDIS and become part of the legend.
This is the legend of the traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
And there it is. And back in his blue glory, the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Please check out that show. Please give that Facebook page a like. Check out all the Hanging with Web Show network shows on there. They've got a great slate of entertainment on there. I really love what they do. Anyway, please check, especially the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS with Christian Basil and Melanie and a whole great cast. Loved last night's episode. And remember, folks, support that show and you can become part of the legend. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, the TARDIS is celebrating St. Patrick's Day, and why not? And Trevor likes the green, and why not? And yeah, the way it works is very weird, says the Skunk Rocker, who I got this from. He was playing around with it on Stupid O'Clock one night, and I never tried really messing with it until I knew I had a responsible adult, which was Joe Dog. So if you turn on the blue screen, anything that's blue will turn green, and if you turn on green screen, anything that's green will turn blue. I know it's bizarre. Yeah, I've never heard of it working like that. Also, there is a little slide down there for those of you who don't know. There's a little slide where you can increase or decrease the percentage of green screen applicability, I guess you would call it. And they provide like a few backgrounds that we can use. And you don't really, this is not a green screen. This is live. Speaking of live, somebody's pouring me coffee.
This is pumpkin spice.
Ooh, pumpkin spice coffee. Ooh, well, hold on a second then.
Yeah.
I had to drink the last of my Highlander grog coffee. Thank you, Charles Still. And Cookie just made some pumpkin spice. Thank you, darling.
Welcome.
You got some for you, right?
Yeah.
Excellent.
I got me first.
Well, I like getting you first, too.
And I had some problems, so there's... Oh,
that's not bad. Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah. I get that, too, when I don't stir up the grounds enough.
Yep.
Oh, well. If that's the worst thing that happens to us today.
Well, and yeah.
I think you did great.
Yep.
Thanks, honey. Yes, you can have pumpkin spice coffee all year round. Buy pumpkin spice, of all things, at your local grocery store. Oh, my God, that smells good. It's right by my side here, and I'm like, why am I talking like I should be drinking? Which is usually my mantra about after 5 o'clock at night. But no, what you do is you take pumpkin spice, or cinnamon is also good, and you put I'd say maybe not, like for a pot of coffee, I'd say even just half a teaspoon will more than do it. But you have to stir the grounds very thoroughly, because otherwise, because it's a powder, and when water hits it, it turns into paste, which means more often than not, you'll wind up with grounds and you'll get a little overflow, which is what Cookie was worried about. We saw some grounds at the bottom of the pot there. So I will just have to destroy the evidence. OMG, that's good stuff. Anyway, but yeah, thank you, Skunk Rocker. And folks, if you want to play, if you're on StreamYard and you want to play around with that, that's at the camera microphone setting below at the bottom of your page. Okay. But anyway, Skunk, thank you for that, man. I'm so glad you're a part of the show now. I love that. And symbolic of all the dollars we're going to make in 2021, we are Trevor. Trevor, you and I had a good talk last night. I really thought so. And we got to get you going. Trevor, you're long overdue. And Joe Dog McKeel says, sorry, I'm late hating on the IRS today. Just today? It's funny, Joe Dog. I had a friend who was a policeman in Decatur, Illinois. Decatur is kind of like the south side of Chicago. It's about the same size. And it's a very industrial, blue-collar city. They've got a college or two there, I believe. But the thing is, it has been for a long, long time fairly depressed economically. And which, of course, translates into crime more often than not. But my friend was a policeman there for many years. And then he decided he wanted out of the law enforcement gig. So he wound up with a job with the IRS. They pointed him towards he said, okay, where's my training? When do I start that? They led him to his cubicle, told him how to work his phone, and then gave him like 2 thick books like this, full, and he was told those are the tax codes. Just go ahead and start work. You'll pick it up as you go. And he goes, but I don't know anything about the tax codes. And he goes, and they said, that's okay, because if it winds up going into court, it's our court. So we get to decide. So we'll back you up, or we'll make it right, whatever works. And he said he could only do that for about 6 months. And he told me he went back to being a cop in Decatur for, until he got on with the University of Illinois in Champaign. But he said, man, I thought, all the calls I took as an IRS agent, I thought I was hated when I was a cop. It's nothing compared to when you're a tax guy. So anyway, I understand hating on the IRS. And Joe Dog, again, is a proud, hopefully, at least not too ashamed member of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We're proud to have him. And we had a great talk last night on Clever Title Pending. Please take a couple hours and check it out. And what an entertaining show last night. See, I told you, people, Brian Rodman backs me up on this. Absolutely love the paranormal stories that were shared by Joe. Weren't they incredible? And speaking of paranormal, I want to announce that I will be at NonCon 6 this coming September 24th through the 26th. Jake, if you want in on that, you need to talk to Jason or Keith. And make sure you get your table there. The beautiful thing, it's in a haunted school, which has got lots of stories. And there was some spooky stuff going on. And I've already gotten confirmation that Molly Daniels and Amy Hale will be there. And Charles F. Millhouse is running it by his appearance director. So his team of agents are negotiating a good contract for him. I hope, Charles, we can all get together. I hope we can all sit with you this time. We didn't get a lot of traffic where we were, but it would have been more fun to have you there cutting up with us. We had a great time. And we may have to keep Amy Hale from weirding out. Anyway, Carl Witzman says, welcome to Wacky Fun with Color. You betcha, folks. It's a wonderful world of color. Anyway, Nicholas Anthony Tucker, thank you for being there last night, brother. Also, don't forget the Historical Fencing Guild this coming Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central on YouTube. You'll love it. Good morning, Nevermorians, surrounded by the forces of Hump Day with reality looming in on both sides. I, the mighty Manatee Man, rise from the depths to lend a flipper against the finkery. Hope all goes a bit better across the Rising Tide Network. Make a splash. Thank you very much for that, brother. Thank you so much. And you definitely got to get on with Nick Tucker's show. He has got a lively discussion every Friday night. Also, he is on Patreon. Please support him on Patreon. All right. And a lot of people are on Patreon that are really cool. I am on there. I'm not cool, but I'm on there. Also, John B. Pica, look up Impossibilist, and you'll find his account. Also, Cindy Kep has just started. I've got to take some time today and sign up for Cindy's Patreon. The least thing we can do is nothing else support each other. And Brian Rodman has a Patreon page, all kinds of great content. I'm falling behind in mine. I'm falling behind in a lot of things, mostly your comments. I gotta catch up with that. And there we go. And we're going to bull through some of these right now. Charles F. Millhouse, speaking of Plasma Fire Graphics, Jeffrey Hayes did an amazing job on Evolution Man Year 1 coming soon. Definitely. Jeffrey does astounding work. And the thing is, people, it's affordable. Hire this guy before he realizes how much he's undercharging. And Rising Tide Network, I'm interested. We can talk, John. We can talk. And hang on, Joe. We might just get paper checks for that stimulation. Yeah, I think the paper checks are coming later. They first took care of direct deposit. And it was kind of funky to see like $1,200 in our account like a week before it hit. But I think what's happened with this one is I think they're staggering the payments because they put them all out in one big rush last time. And of course, it clogs up the computer system, and then they have to deal with all the complaints. I told Cookie I suspect it was they wanted to take the complaints in waves rather than have everybody gang on them at once. Molly Daniel says, plan to watch last night's show sometime this week. Missed a lot while being at work, then at Denny's. Well, at least you had good reasons, Molly. I'd have missed me too if I could have gone to Denny's. I like Denny's. And any word on the 2K? Last I heard, Mitch McConnell had basically told the president it ain't happening. He can block it. and he's got enough support, I guess, in the Senate to be able to do that. I wouldn't count on it, to be honest. I mean, yeah, would we like an extra, oh God, what would that be? 1,200 to it'd be 4,000 in our case. Oh my God, that's almost too much money for realistically. Either that or let me go to Barnes and Noble for a day. That would work. Anyway, Cookie would have a stroke. But boy, we sure pay off that credit card quicker and get Calgon. But no, last I heard, it's dead in the water. And President Trump right now, despite the fact that he wanted that bill, well, in fact, what was it? Legal on YouTube had an excellent thing about where President Trump said, well, fine, I'll sign the stimulus bill. We'll keep the government going for a little while longer. But I'm going to rewrite the bill and, run it through Congress, and everybody will get $2,000 and think of me fondly as I'm loading up the U-Haul for Mar-a-Lago. And basically, Legal said, that's not how it works. None of this. You can't push things through like you're some South American dictator. So anyway, some good stuff. That's why I follow the legal shows. Anyway, I hate on the IRS every day, and yet I showed up on time. Not an excuse, Joseph Skunk Rocker. That's true. And Skunk was here early. Skunk has become a valued part of the community. Brian Rodman says, I'm ready to talk comics with the BKM on the Rising Tide Network. Just saying, Brian Rodman, you are on our list, brother. I just got to get off my butt and schedule that. I really do. I'm looking forward to it. I want to give everyone, I've got you and, Eric Hawkins is aboard, and I've got one other person I'd like to tag on this. And I want to give everyone a couple weeks warning, and then we'll go from there. Molly Daya says, my Amazon royalties last month was a whopping 35 cents. Thank you to the person in India who read one of my books. I haven't sold any in India yet. That's pretty awesome, Molly. I'm proud of you. I haven't had a foreign sale in a few months. Most of mine's been domestic, but my domestic sales have been kicking up. Molly, right now, run a sale or something. Really, right now's the time. Well, with stimulus money, I need to do that myself. There's some free information for all of you. Start getting some stuff together. Anyway, get a sale together. But no, that's great, Molly. That's super. I'm proud of you, man. I love you. And yes, yay, Molly, says Carl Witzman. Alfred Pennyworth says, ladies and gentlemen, happy hump day and happy new year. Hope you're doing well. I'm ringing in the new year the same way I ended the year, never to be mentioned again. 2020, 2020, 2020. Haha. I don't care. I fear it not. I am selling my celebrity art book for $15, and I'm also working on more art to put another book together again. So please check out Alfred's, or actually Brett Schurman's. I've revealed his secret identity. Oh no! Anyway, please check out that book on Amazon and get you a copy. All right. Thank you for that post there, and happy birthday, Cookie, from Carl Witzman. Cookie, all right? You okay?
Yeah, I'm finding out about the program you dealt with yesterday.
Okay.
It sounds like it's exactly the same.
It pretty much is. Yeah. I would run that test that I told you about with Skyman.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, then we'll be sure, because I can still get my money back on it if it's not to your liking. But check it out.
I'm checking on a tutorial.
Okay.
That's going through it. He's done a lot of the checking.
Right.
So we'll talk about it later.
We better. I like talking to you. Well, anyway, Carl Witzman says, happy birthday, Cookie, in all caps, so you know he means it. And that's for later. He's not into PDAs like you and I are.
Thanks, Carl.
She says, thanks, Carl. Molly Daniels says, happy birthday, Cookie. Terry McIver from Ireland, I believe, says, happy birthday, Cookie Morris. Hope you have an amazing year ahead. Jeffrey Hayes says, happy B-Day, Cookie. Christian Basil says, bring Cookie home, bring Cookie food, bring Cookie cake.
I like him.
There you go. He's a keeper. They're all keepers. And Dave Noe, good morning, Dave. Good to see you. Indelible. Check that out. He says, my mom was born on Christmas Day, and that's why they named her Carol.
I was born on 12th night.
That's right. Well, I revealed your origin story.
Oh, okay.
And everyone was charmed, of course.
Well, it's because you tell a good story.
I tell a good story. I tell the truth, too. I only lie on paper.
Oh, okay.
I'm paid to lie on paper. So anyway, I just thought you'd like to hear that, honey.
Yes, thank you.
Yes, and thank you, Nevermorians. Cookie and I both appreciate that. Nicholas Tockard says, my plans for 2021 are so grandiose you will never see it coming, but ye all will know the glory of swordplay mecca and coming fantasy adventure. Ah, you got me monologuing. Oh no. Force Nicholas Tockard to talk about his amazing work like the Simple Sword. Excellent reference. You gotta get that book. It's so amazing. Also, Big Stompy Robots. If you like a good beat 'em up pickup game that's simple to play, and OMG, I am so waiting for Hybrids: The Sons of God's role playing game. I was Luke Stone, the creator of the Hybrids, and I sat in on a early test play, a very very early test play, and I think it went smashingly well. Nick had a great scenario, very imaginative, and the thing is, the system is so easy. And I've played like Dungeons and Dragons, Hero Games, Champions, Call of Cthulhu, Hackmaster, a number of role playing games, and several of the superhero games. That they all have differing systems. This is the most intuitive system I have ever worked with. I loved it. Can't wait for FezCon too. I'm putting it out there. And here we go. And Christian Basil says, Trevor Hawkins, I'm always arisen. Blue pills not required. Anyway, Dave, no, he's so glad you're here. Check out, I wanted to go back and mention the Indelible people. They have some great product out there honoring the great legends of Dell Comics. So please check it out. And some great original material too. And Scott Quacker says, oh yay, happy birthday, Cookie. Don't die, feed Cookie cake. We may have to do something nice for her. She's going to go to work today, and I'm left unsupervised. Anyway, and Grant Lankard says, I was hoping to be at 100 subscribers to my newsletter by showtime. It did not happen. Maybe by the end of the show, go to monarchpublishing.net to sign up. Yeah, seriously, folks, I love the newsletters I get. I don't get any boring ones. Amy Hale has a great one, too. And, of course, CKOEPP, our own Cindy Kep, the Grand Inquisitor of the Dark Church of the Rising Tide. She has an amazing newsletter. Please sign up for that. And also, Grant, I am so proud of Grant's newsletter. Mine is different. Mine is, except for the logo, I think mine has evolved quite a bit over the last couple of years that I've been doing it. But Grant's is very enjoyable, very easy to read, and got a lot of stuff in there. So please check it out. Please sign up for his newsletter. You will be glad you did, and it will help Grant so much. And yes, birthday greetings to Cookie from Trevor Hawkins. And she thanks you, of course. And Cookie has the same ringtone as me. I went looking for my phone. Yeah, we've got the same Panasonics, it sounds like. And Brian Robbins says, speaking of which, check out the horror fantasy comic book series, Memoirs of an Angel, about a ragtag group of finite and infinite beings who race through time and space to rescue a broken witch hunter from the clutches of the Dark Kingdom. It's Lord of the Rings meets The Exorcist. And join the adventure today at brianrodman.com. He is currently working on the 7th issue of that, and I've seen the first 3 or 4, the first 4. It's brilliant stuff. I'm loving it. And when he does his Kickstarter in a month or two for issue 7, I promise I am going to be supporting it, just as I support Brian Rodman on Patreon. He's also been showing preliminary sketches and uninked stuff and uncolored stuff. It's great work. You're gonna love that stuff. I'm really digging that book. And Trevor Hawkins, thank you. Trevor Hawkins brings the party. And happiest of birthdays to our Cookie Queen. Hashtag bring Cookie home. Thank you, Nick. Appreciate that so much. Brian Rodman says, happy birthday, Cookie. Bring Cookie home. Laugh like a supervillain. And feed Cookie more today. Yes. Well, I'm thinking when she comes home from work tonight, we may have to spoil her just ever so slightly. And I'm thinking of ways to do it. No, actually, I did buy her something. I bought her something she liked. It was so cool. And this was like about a month ago at Walmart, just before Christmas. They had a special shipment of DVDs that were marked down dramatically. I got like one of the Supergirl seasons for like $10. Also got what? Oh, I got Bloodshot. I finally picked up the Vin Diesel Bloodshot movie. If you haven't seen it yet, I super recommend it. It was terrific. Unfortunately, it didn't do well in the box office because it was released at the very start of the COVID crisis when theaters were shutting down. I think this would have been a big hit. Special effects are great. The story is magnificent, and it brings the spirit of the comic. And there's even a portion where you see Vin Diesel as pretty much the comic book Bloodshot. It is an amazing movie. Highly recommend it. And I can't remember which. I think it's Hulu may have it streaming right now. I do recommend it. Please check that movie out. It's so good. But anyway, we got her a 4-pack of the Men in Black franchise. The first 3 with Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith, and then the 4th one with Chris Hemsworth. We haven't seen the 4th one yet, so we're excited. We're happy with that. And couldn't post on Cookie's page, so I PM'd her. Thank you, Carly. Carly, wow, you are the best. You really are. And happy birthday, Cookie. Hope it's swell. Thank you, Dave Noah. You're a good friend. You're great. And Nick Tucker, Brian, I like a font change on the text. More room for long-winded folks like yours truly. Well, it's one of those things. This is one of the new features of StreamYard, which if you go up into brand, whereas before we had like 2 options for text and your comments, we now have 4. This is why if you're any sort of broadcaster, we had a discussion about this last night on Clever Tile Penning with Joe Dog McKeel, part of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network, that it's remarkably it's remarkably easy to deal with StreamYard because they keep throwing new improvements at us constantly. I think Skunkrocker will vouch for it too. That they keep improving the service on every level. Even the free version is better than it was a year ago because they're listening to us. And there's a couple things that they don't seem to be, they haven't prioritized yet. I have 2 things. I would like rather than a slam cut, which is basically, you're in one scene, then bam, you're in the next. When you change like onto into a video or something, I would like a fade. I would like some sort of fade to move into the new input. But that's minor. That's very minor. But this thing is so intuitive. I can teach somebody to be as expert in StreamYard, at least at my level, and I don't claim to be an expert at all. But I can teach you how to use this system in about 10 minutes. I can teach you everything that you can do in this system in about 15 by just walking you through it, to show you just all the options you have as a broadcaster. And it talks well with Facebook. You can put in a whole bunch of other things. We are on 4 different streams right now, soon to be adding a 5th. It's just I love OBS. I really do. OBS, I will admit, is a more robust and gives you a more robust environment and gives you more options than StreamYard. But for somebody who isn't expert or somebody who doesn't have the patience to set things up properly, Carl Witzman does great stuff with OBS. And I do want to really work with it more in the future. But as it is, what StreamYard offers works just perfectly for me. So I love being part of this. Anyway, Dave Noe says, proud to announce our newest issue of All Popular Comics. I believe that's number 4. I'm in number 3. Check it out. It's a great, great homage to the wonderful Dell comics of yesteryear. And if you aren't familiar with that, check out Amazon.com. Look at the preview, then order several copies. And good morning, Amy Hale. Mwah, darling. Hope you're having a great morning. Looking forward to seeing you at NonCon in September. And I'm optimistic about the second part of this year. I think we're still going to be under safety restrictions, because I personally think we're still going to be rolling out the safety precaution, the vaccine rather, even into the fall. We'll probably have to have a second wave of inoculations then, because we don't really know how long the inoculations will happen. Plus, we're already seeing a new wave of a mutated form of the Miley-Cyrus-Peter pandemic that is more infectious than the previous one. So everyone, when I end the show, when I tell you to stay smart and stay safe, I'm not just blowing smoke. I want you all here, and I've talked with some people, and I think we're going to be dealing with safety precautions. I'm going to be wearing a mask and a face shield probably for the next 2 years at shows, mostly because I care about you guys. All right, and XNG Studios Incorporated is here. Better late than never. Morning all. We've just been chatting till you showed up, Joe. Hope you're having a great morning. So glad you're here. Check out XNG Studios work, and also check them out on Joe D. McPhee. Joe, letter D, period, McPhee. And he's got a great page on Facebook, and also check out XNG Studios on YouTube. He does some great interviews. I am really proud of this guy. And oh, come on, Brian, you know those people can't read. Skunk Rocker, I don't care if they can read or not. I just want them to buy my books. Anyway, it's like Skunk, it's like a story I tell about Stan Lee. I'd heard this was from Stan. I've never seen verification, but it sounds so Stan that I kind of count it as true. Someone asked him, is alleged to have asked him one time, should I buy a comic book for the story or for the art? And Stan's reply, just like that, was, I don't care if you buy it for the staples. So that's how I am. If it takes you about 5 or 6 decades to get around to reading my book, that's fine. You still own it. And anyway, XNG Studio, I'm happy that my article for Comics Unlimited was accepted. Excellent. Yeah, we've been talking with, or we're going to start seriously talking with Glenn B. Fleming about showing up on Clever Tile Penning. That is so cool. We may have to get you on here too, Joe. You never know. And congratulations to XNG Studios. Yeah, definitely. And he talked about Comics Unlimited. Check out their latest issue on Amazon. Do a search for Glenn, that's with 2 N's, B as in beautiful, Fleming, which is like Fleming. Anyway, check it out on Amazon. It is his latest issue is about some great stuff from the golden age of comics, from the very beginning of the art form, that it was really terrifically done. Really proud of Glenn, and we are talking with him about showing up on Clever Tile Penning. Thing is, he lives in Great Britain, and Terry, that's why I really appreciate you being here, because I know you guys are about 6 hours ahead of us. So that's that's for us elderly people, that's like about the time we have to stop drinking and go to bed. Anyway, David always says, true on sharing opinions. I work with creative folks of all stripes at Indelible, and the focus has to be on making funny books. We've had a few political and social and religious squabbles over the years, but I always try to bring it back to the work, and that's what it should be, Dave. I agree with you 1,000%. And I work with people that are not on the same page as me in any sort of social sense. I admit I'm a conservative libertarian. Actually, if I take those libertarian polls, if I put it up like between Republican and Democrat, I skew more towards the Republican side, if only barely. I'm not in the lunatic fringe area yet, though. Thank God. But when I compare myself to other libertarians, I'm actually more liberal than most of them. So I'm a 60s. I'm kind of like a disillusioned 60s liberal. I think that's where I stand. But anyway, yeah, and that's the thing. But I work with people who, our faith is different, our politics are different. But as long as we recognize that we can work together, that's the main thing, Dave. And I am proud of the way that you run Indelible. I really am. I think you do an amazing job. And my Daniel says, I saw that Michaela agreed with you, and congrats, says Carl Wisman. Definitely. And Nick Tucker says, can't feel bad about folks who choke drinking their haterade. Tell your truth, even if I did disagree with you, at least I respect your moxie. Exactly. Yeah, seriously. Okay, I just got a notice from Instagram, and I thought it said Flashers have just posted. I'm like, wait a minute. I haven't been subscribing to all that type of thing, I don't think. I could be wrong. Anyway, I'm also on Instagram as Brian K. Morris. So if you want to friend me, please do. And Molly Dale's cough, Lowe's is always hiring. if they have a delivery system like my local one, I can see why they're always hiring. Anyway, those guys were actual lawyers. Yeah, real lawyers. Real lawyers, real information. And Skunkrocker, not you, Brian. Christian, he didn't even try this morning. He's holding back. He got to give him. He had a show last night. He's recovering. He's not as young as some of us. Anyway, Michaela Jane says, thanks, Molly. And your intro is perfectly fine, Brian. Don't change one iota. Thank you, Skunkrocker. And also, if you love the Skunkrocker and you've got to, put the link to your channels, would you please, my friend? And also check out Skunk on not Clever Tile Pen. We gotta get you on there though. You'd be hilarious. But also check him out on Stupid O'Clock tomorrow night, Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. It's always a great conversation on there. You don't know where it's going to start. You don't know where it's going to end, but you're going to be listening to every second of it. It's great stuff. And Charles F. Millhouse says, let's face it, the politicians love it when the people are at each other's throats about politics. It deflects what they are really up to. Be wise and don't trust any of them. Exactly. And that's the thing. I learned years ago, my heroes were people like John Lennon and Bugs Bunny, okay? And George Carlin. Hold on a second here. Excuse me, had to hit the mute button there. You didn't need to hear me sneeze. Anyway, but no, I agree with you, Charles. I think part of their plan in the higher echelons of government are to keep us at each other, keep us fighting, because then we don't notice all that's going on, or may not notice everything that's going on at the higher levels of leadership, so-called leadership in this country. It's like an old song by Utopia. I love Todd Rundgren, Utopia, and something about singing. Rock Love was the song, the end of the Oops Wrong Planet album, but they sing about about our leaders, and about how they have a game. Their game is just designed to confuse. They cut the pie up, and the rest of us lose. I agree with you completely. And it's the old philosophy of let's you and him fight, and we're too busy fighting that we may not notice what they're up to, and we got it. Vigilance is the price of liberty. And Ryan Permisson, good to see you, Ryan. Always a pleasure, my friend. And good morning, Nevermorians. How are you? We are fine, sir. How are you? And finished the Alien Marathon. Oh, very cool. I like the Aliens and Alien Resurrection. Almost done my Rocky Marathon. So far, I like Rocky 2 and 3. Rocky 4 is not quite as good. I would agree with you there. It's not a horrible movie. It's a well-crafted film. Sylvester Stallone is a super fine director. And for me, if Rocky had just been a trilogy, I would feel fully sated. But I have to admit, Rocky 4 was my jumping off point. I've not seen Rocky 5 or any of the current remakes. And it's not because I disliked Rocky 4, but it just was not as good as the first three, to the point where I felt less invested in the franchise. But no, I like the Rocky films. I have a lot of respect for Sylvester Stallone. And back to binge watching now. In the meantime, check out Nerd Culture on YouTube. New videos every week. You got to check out that show. Ryan does a great job. He really does. And that's part of the Hanging with Web Show Network. Anyway, glad to have you here, Ryan, as always. And I hope you're enjoying your homework. Ryan, I was on a show with Ryan a couple of weeks ago. Met some wonderful people there. Hi, Jeremy. Hi, Rose. And anyway, Ryan had basically, thanks to Jeremy and myself, Jeremy is about the same age I am, and we were talking about the glories of our younger years. And and the thing is, Ryan, I am fighting off the urge to binge watch something. I have gotten rehooked on something called Ultraman, which started out in the mid-'60s as a show called Ultra Q. And it was basically a group of investigators who investigated like what are called kaiju, or the giant monsters like Godzilla, Mothra, Rodan. In fact, it was created partly by one of the guys who was the special effects guy for the old Godzilla movies. And then the year after, there was a resurgence in superhero interest. So they brought back the basic concept of fighting the giant monsters, but they made a superhero called Ultraman, or as they say in the original Japanese, Una Ultraman. Okay. And the thing is, Ultraman has come back in different iterations, and there's now like this whole legacy about him where there's more than one Ultraman. There are even some Ultra women, and there's like Ultraman Jack, Ultraman 7, Ultraman Brothers, Ultraman X, Ultraman, the new one is Ultraman Z, and there's an official Ultraman channel on YouTube, and I'm fascinated by it. And Ultraman Z, which just wrapped up a couple weeks ago, the first season of that, it's basically the 37th installment of the Ultraman legend. Now, some are better than others. Some are terrible. In fact, I saw one. It was clearly an '80s thing where you see Ultraman flying towards you, then they repeat the scene. Then they repeat the scene. It's like they were repeating every scene 3 times. I was like, no, get on with it. So, but anyway, yeah, I'm feeling that urge too. So I'm almost in the same chair as you are, Ryan. And Ryan's go, wait a minute, you're heavier than I am. There's no room for both of us. It'll shatter. But anyway, no, I hope you're enjoying this marathon. I hope you're enjoying expanding your horizons here. And I've got to catch up on the Rocky series myself. XNG Studio says thanks, Molly and Carl. But honestly, thank Glenn B. Fleming for the opportunity. Glenn's a great guy. Glenn is terrific. I like the heck out of him. And 18 watching and only 13 likes. You 3 know who you are. Fix it. All right. On YouTube there. Please, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps us so much. And Joe Dog says, Trevor Hawkins, I'm in the Atlanta area. Drive up and down I-75 also often. Yeah. I know that I-75 corridor. I've been trapped on there in traffic early in the morning on a weekday. But also that runs up through Cincinnati, I believe, and then goes up the middle of Ohio, just this side of Columbus, I think, just west of Columbus, and then I think goes up into the Detroit area, I believe. Anyway, I love to read maps. I don't know what's wrong with them. Get them, Carly, says Michaela Jade. And Amy Hale, good morning from Nicholas Tockard. Brian Rodman says, want to catch up on the shenanigans of the Dastardly Dingoes before the new season starts? Us either. But torture yourself anyway and check out, there's a come on. Torture yourself anyway and check out season 2 of the Dastardly Dingoes podcast at that address there. Check it out. Where we had the privilege of interviewing some amazing indie creators. Some even wear fezzes. So get caught up on all things nerdy and like and subscribe today. Yeah, you will love that show. It is a great show. I've been trying to catch up on it too. And there's a news item here I don't care to read anyway. But anyway, I do care. Watch the Dastardly Dingoes. A lot of fun. Great show. Had a blast on the last live. They actually did a live show. And I was on there with Stephanie Menard and some other great guests. And it was so much fun. Had a riot on there. Hope I was somewhat amusing. And see y'all later. I've got errands to run. Michaela Jade, as always, darling, we love you. We'll talk to you later, Michaela. And Christian Basil, fine. Arise, Wednesday Morris Monster, arise! It's time your adventures took you over the hashtag catfisting humps of despair. Aim your hashtag taser and settings to sarcasm on full. And he continues. I'm sure he does. Anyway, Joe Dog McKeel, Trevor Hawkins, cool. Yeah, definitely. Trevor Hawkins is cool. And there are still video stores? Yes, John B. Pica. There is one, but soon there's not. So if you want to catch up on some DVDs, you may have an opportunity real soon. Trevor Hawkins says, sometimes, Joe, I might have to stop in to meet you. Trevor, I think you should. You would love Stupid O'Clock, man. And it has its own channel on YouTube, along with Joe Dog McKeel and Joe McKeel. And also there's a great after hours show too. We're going to fill up your dance card, Trevor. And I've not seen a video store in at least 6 years. Dude, you must be sheltered down there in Nashville. We at least up a little bit north of you, in central Illinois and central Indiana. There is a chain called Family Video. And I know it extends far beyond there. There's quite a number of stores. And at one point, like I said, Champaign, which has I think about 75,000, 80,000 people. Plus, it's the home of the University of Illinois Craft Foods, and it's hooked up with Urbana, Illinois, which is around 40,000. But Champaign had like about 3 or 4 stores at one time. And then Urbana had like 3 or 4 too as well. I think Danville, Illinois had probably at least a couple. I know Lafayette has about 1, 2, 3. I don't know that. I don't think there's any in West Lafayette now, but I know that there's at least 3 here in Lafayette. We've got about 40,000 people. But one of them closed and became a Dollar General about a year or so ago. So it looks like we're going to get 3 more Dollar Generals, I suspect. Which is a shame, though. It was a good book. It was a good video store. But we don't have Blockbuster anymore. It's sign of the times. Hi, Amy from Charles F. Millhouse, and Christian Basil continues take down all the dino porn that stands in your way to bring us the magical place called the Weekend and the land of celestial virgins. Yes, celestial, which means they are way above us and out of our reach. Anyway, also check out Friday. Are we having a green room Friday, Carlene? Are we having a green room, or is it drunken rant this week? Actually, it's a drunken rant in the green room, but we all get to play along. It's like a LARP. The Drunken Rant LARP. There's your new name. But anyway, you have to be a member of Uncle Carl's Secret Humor page to be a part of it. So please contact Carl or Carly or myself, as long as you have a good sense of humor and are totally unoffendable, because we get offensive. And that would be nice, says Joe Dog McKeel. Joe, you would love Trevor. Trevor's a great guy, dear friend of mine. We love that guy. XG Studio says, I really need to get more in the mindset to be open to collaboration and submitting to anthologies. It's hard to get back into the after being turned off due to being on bad terms before. Yeah, I understand that. I understand that. I mean, sometimes, it's not horrible to be on bad terms with some people. I've lost a couple of what I thought were major friendships in 2020. One because they misunderstood something about me and wouldn't listen to explanation. The other person turned out to be a betrayer, and I don't stand for that very much. But no, X and G, Joe, it is a good thing to be a collaborator. Check with Dave Noe, who does the Indelible stuff. They've got a page on Facebook. And if nothing else, you and I can talk, and I might be able to get you into some good anthologies. And you never know, I might need a good artist one of these times if you work cheap, like for copies. But Eric Hawkins will tell you I take care of my people one way or another. So we can talk. I write stuff. Anyway, Brian Rahman says the family video by our house closed its doors last year. It's now an AutoZone. Whenever I drive by now, I growl with disdain at the usurper that sits in my store's stead. And I agree with you. And I also like because they have like a Little Caesar's pizza next to most of the ones in this part of the country. And I don't know if they still do. I haven't taken advantage of it because I'm never out at that time. But at noon that you can get like 4 slices of deep dish pepperoni or cheese for like $5 and a soda, or a pop or a soda pop if you want to straddle the fence. It hurts. So it's a good place. And then you have like $5 pizzas. You can get like a whole large pizza for $5. Plus their custom made pizzas are really good. I really like the chain, and I hope they can keep going. But anyway, they have some a lot of these fast food stores are having difficulties now, and it's not so much because of the economy as it is changing tastes. So anyway, Alfred Payward says, please come watch me and my friend Javier Lugo Sunday, January 10th at 1 p.m. Eastern on Comics Cast. Lead it out with hosts Joe Tolliver and Jarrell Motos. I love Joe Tolliver. He's awesome. We will be talking about my character Green Tempest, and they will be drawing the character as well as my celebrity art book while we all draw a celebrity. Very cool. Very cool. Thank you for sharing that. And Trevor Hawkins, I might have to get a table at HoloCon if life, the Peter pandemic, and family issues allow. I say even if they don't allow, you should do it. I would one way or another, I will be at HowlCon this year. If it's live, I will do my best to be there. And if it's virtual again, which the virtual con last year was amazing. I'm seriously, Joe Dog and I have been talking about, it was a game changer. I really think it was. And I think it's one of the few, I think, came closest to really replicating the con environment. At least if you like, especially if you like panels. really good stuff. And it was more conversations and really special stuff and really varied. So I would think, the programming is more like a Gen Con or something like that, where it was a true variety of subjects and not the same thing over and over. That's not to say I didn't love things like the MAPLD. Loved the MAPLD. That was so much fun. And also love CromCon every month. Pappas Van Zant knows how to put on a show. It's a great conversation. And anyway, you got to get there. Non-con would be a good one for you too, Trevor, hanging out with us creative types. And also scary stuff. Also, Nick Tockert says, because of the TurboTax debacle, we still haven't seen our tax returns, so that $600 could help with the scheduled larger maintenance costs and business options while we wait for other monies. I have this crazy idea that tax money is meant to serve the citizens in time of need. Oh, you wacky guy, you. What are you talking about? The taxes serve us? What are you saying? No, I agree. And I hope you get that straightened out, man, because I know you can use it. But let's also see what we can do to help you. Okay, Nick, you've got so much creative stuff going. We got to get you some support, okay? And Brian Rodman says, John B. Pica, yep, Family Video is the last big chain. There's even one Blockbuster left in the country. I bought some merch from them last year. Yeah, isn't it like up in Anchorage, Alaska or something like that? And which I understand, because Alaska has crappy internet because, it's huge and there's not a lot of population centers, sort of thing. John Oliver had some great stuff on the last 4 Blockbusters in Alaska. And that's the funny thing. I've been reading articles, and there's places like Ryan's Buffet, Old Country Buffet. A lot of these restaurants, at one point, you couldn't spit without hitting one. You could see one at almost any exit as you travel the fruited plains. But now they have maybe 1 or 2 stores left, just holding down the fort and maintaining their trademarks. It's sad to see because some of these were really great places, and unfortunately, I think we're going to see more as time goes on. But a lot of, at least with restaurants, a lot of it is due to changing how Americans think about their food. For one thing, a lot more people are cooking at home, cooking exactly what they want, and a lot of people have allergies that it's difficult for many restaurants to try to get around. For instance, that's why we order from only a handful of places. We order pizza from a handful of places because so many of them have tomato sauce, which is, I love tomato sauce, but Cookie can't have it. It gives her migraines. There's a great place in Indianapolis and here and other places called AZZIP, AZZIP. It's pizza backwards, and it's a Purdue graduate who has a small chain, but the pizzas are pretty much custom. They're made to your specifications, and they have a delicious non-pine nut pesto and also an incredible white garlic sauce, and we love eating there. It's a great place to pig out. And don't hold yourself back, exigency. Yeah, exactly. You got to go out there, and anthologies are a good way to get your name in front of other people. I'm in several book anthologies and a couple comic anthologies. It's a good way to introduce your work to other people. But yeah, you never know. We could collaborate one of these days with any luck. And Rick Bradley, well, the signal in the office is not good today. So if this message gets through, I hope everyone has a great day. Rick Bradley, we hope you have one too. Also, don't forget the work of Rick Bradley on Amazon. He's awesome. And I'm about half done with Pulp Reality. Cool. Hope you're enjoying it, sir. Hope you're enjoying it. And the Captain Hawkland commercial looks great, says Nick Tockert. Yeah, and that's from Plasma Fire Graphics, when the look of your book matters to you. I read your story last night, and I like it. I've liked a couple of the stories in Pulp Reality so far. Grant, thank you very much. And I will tell you, it's not much of a secret. I will be returning in issue 2 to write a Captain Hawkland story, another Captain Hawkland story, and he will be meeting a character of my creation, Doc Saga, an immortal healer. Anyway, I'm glad you're liking it. I hope, and please, when you're done, Grant, please leave a review on Amazon. All right, that would be so cool. And I'm about 3/4 of the way through, Grant. It's pretty awesome. Glad you like it, Trevor. Get in touch with Charles and see about illustrating stuff. And Joe Bachman, good to see you, sir. Good morning and happy hump day, Nevermorians. Now that my brain is properly fried from reading road plans, it's time to try to do some coding. Yeah, nothing could come bad from that, right? Anyway. Joe, it's good to see you as always. Hope you're having a great morning, my friend. And Kelly Austin. Mwah, speaking of Pulp Reality, there's one of our shining lights. Good morning, all. Kelly, love you, honey. Mwah, glad to see you. Everlasting salutations to you, Brian, this cold, crappy day. I'm beautiful again. You were beautiful before, even with the bruises. CAT scans are good, and the doctor said there was no mental damage or defect. You're a writer. He must have missed it, hun. Anyway, I looked at him and said, none. He replied, go forth and spread your love and joy. I told him that I'd already done that the night before. Anyway, my book is about to be submitted to stormgatepress.com, and I'm feeling great. Well, I'm glad to hear that, Kelly. It's so good to see you here. My year is coming. My second book is plotted, and this is my year. My well-dressed, fez-wearing friend, good health, and Kelly, I love you, hon. I am 2020. I got a lot of blessings from it. I really do, and one of them was meeting you, and I hope one day soon we will meet each other in person. In fact, there may be an opportunity. How close are you to Southwest Ohio? We asked that question. Molly Daniels says, I ordered some new swag and I can't wait to show it off as soon as it arrives. I showed the prototype to a few local friends and they can't wait to see the finished product. That is so cool, Molly. That is great. Yeah, I got to order some swag before the season starts. And debt free is the way to be. I agree, John B. Pico. We followed the Ramsey plan and have been debt free for at least a decade. John, that is great. Seriously, that is worth toasting, man. I tell you, I'm proud of you. But yeah, Cookie, I have to tell you, at one point early in our marriage, we were on the point of bankruptcy, but she turned our finances around. And like I said, right now we could have our credit cards paid off in a year. Moving and all that stuff and pushing our business drove up a bit of the debt, but and we've had some car repairs we had to make, but it's all good stuff. That means when I go to a show, I can come back home. The car will make it. But no, it's she's done a lot to get our finances wrangled, and unsecured debt is it's a killer to a lot of people. I used to say, John, that I didn't own a Visa card. It's more the other way around. Once you let that thing get out of control, it's tough to wrestle that back. But, congratulations to you on the Ramsey plan. And I hope everyone can enjoy that sort of freedom soon. And thank you for sharing, John Pica. And when people ask me, says Molly Daniels, if I'm a bestseller, I tell them I had one hit number 3 on the ARE bestseller list back in 2009. Oh, all romance ebooks. Oh, that's still an award. Hell, my award is from 1997 for not killing a director. But I keep it proudly. In fact, I'm looking at it right now across the room. I found it. I unpacked it from one of the boxes recently. I said, that needs to go in the office, people. So yeah, an award is an award. And the Hitman Blog Talk says, morning, good morning to you, Hitman Blog Talk. Hope you're having a fantastic morning on YouTube. Check out his channel too. And like Brian's story, says Carl Witzman, someone asked to manage my finances. I was in a mood, so I sent back all $100 and never heard from him again. I love it. And tips top I had at me, and I doff my fez to you. Hope you're having a sensational hump day today. And Molly Daniels mocks Carl with her laughter. Charles Smith Millhouse says the Captain Hawkins commercial does look great. Thanks to Jeffrey Hayes of Plasma Fire Graphics for such an incredible job. Yeah, he is. Jeffrey Hayes can do anything but turn in a bad job, it seems. He has got some great stuff. Plus, it's been announced recently by Bobby Nash, BobbyNash.com, AbrahamSnow.com, that the Summer of Snow proceeds this year, and that Charles is a part of a collaborative venture with the great Bobby Nash, as well as myself and, of course, Plasma Fire Graphics. So we're going to be bringing some good stuff to you. And I've just confirmed this morning also that I will be working with Jim Beard on a Conrad von Honig novel, probably later this year in 2020. If you have not read it yet, please go to Amazon and pick up Quest for the Space Gods, a great adventure book featuring one of my favorite characters, Conrad von Honig. I had to talk to these guys. Maybe there should be a Stormgate Press thing, and I could write a Conrad von Honig, Captain Hawkland story. It'd be a time travel thing, I think. But no, and I'm going to be doing some stuff, and I've started doing research for what I want to write about for the Hawkland saga team up in issue 2. Excuse me. And I'm pretty happy with it. It's a new kind of, or it's not a new kind of were creature, but I think I found a good name for it. So I just have to tighten up the story around it so I can make my pitch. And from YouTube, John B. Pica, the storyteller, says, I did have an industry bestseller. My first magic book, Theatrical Magic, was a magic industry bestseller. I love that book. I don't know that I've left a review. I've got to do that, John. I'm so far behind. And good job, John B., says Carl Witzman. Seriously, that's quite an accomplishment, John B. Pica. Oh, John, I got contacted by Keith Age a couple days ago about non-con next year, September 24th through 26th. If you are interested, I'd get a hold of him or Jason as soon as possible. All right. And Carl Weston says, yes, Molly, I can be quite the smartass. Not you, Carl. Thank God I was sitting down. Anyway, no more than I can. And 10 years ago, says Molly Daniels, said something about having to clean my house up, popped a PM, but you're an author. Don't you have a maid? No, not enough money in the budget. Yeah. Yeah, I'm afraid some of, you have, I think a little bit of what we do in this business of creativity is a little bit of showmanship, a little bit of smoke and mirrors that, you don't want to like, oh, I'm suffering. Oh, please buy my stuff because I need the money. I'm desperate. I don't think people really respond to that. If you're going to do that, just get a GoFundMe page. But you have to almost appear like you don't need the money. It's sometimes, and I don't make an issue of it. I like the money. I like my peeps more. But anyway, it's it's a little bit of smoke and mirrors, and occasionally I get someone who thinks that I am more than I am, and I'm quick to dissuade them. I don't want that sort of thing hanging out my conscience. Brian Robin says in all caps, so it's true. I cannot wait for the audiobook of Santa's Sign. I cannot wait to get it to you. And we've already premiered the first chapter of it on my Patreon page, which I want to real fast give a shout out to my Patreon supporters because I love them dearly. And you will love being on my page too. We provide, we're doing blogs. We're doing a first draft flash fiction novel. Just started chapter 24 yesterday night, and going to be working on that today after errands. And then we've got all kinds of cool stuff coming up, including we're starting to post some of our PDFs at the $10 level. You can subscribe, and every month you get something. Like you get now, these people have just been mentioned on this program as my hands wave around them. But anyway, please check out patreon.com. Please become, I should get rid of that comment so you can see it all because I worked hard enough to put it there. Anyway, please, patreon.com/Brian K. Morris. Please consider becoming our patron on Patreon. If you have any questions, please DM me on Facebook. I would be more than happy to explain it to you. All right. And let's move that, get back to your comments. And let's see. Oh, here we go. And nice, says the great Hitman Blog Talk. Thank you. Glad you appreciate it. And funny, Molly. And Wish, did someone say Wish? Yes, they did, Skunk Rocker. And Molly Daniel says, was attacked by Christmas cards, fell off my printer and landed on the laptop. I'm still getting Christmas cards. I didn't send out very many this year. I admit I wasn't feeling very Christmassy this year. But anyway, Brian Robin says, be on the lookout for my new mini-series launching on Kickstarter this spring. The Nebulizer is about a chronic asthmatic and his feisty AI-controlled nebulizer suit as they fight through a post-apocalyptic world filled with allergen mutants. It's Bubble Boy meets Mad Max. Coming soon. I'm excited, Brian Rodman. That sounds so fresh. I'm loving this. I really am. And if Christmas cards just fell off your printer, you do need a maid, says Carl Witzman. It's true. And Brian Robin says, subscribe to my newsletter at brianrodman.com for more updates. Definitely. And check out Brian Rodman on Patreon. He, too, is a Patreon person. And Nick Tucker says, it is post-holiday for any given post-holiday Prometheus that may be lurking. Will there be a dark humor monsterverse? Mina Dracula, the Halloween heroine? Bunny Easter springtime assassin? Oh my God, Nick, if you aren't writing this, I'm stealing them. I swear to God. That's awesome, dude. That's great. Honey, was that an alarm for anything? Oh, yes. Cookie is preparing her Christmas feast. Birthday feast. Yes. It's always Christmas with you, honey. Save there. And love you too, Carl, says Molly Daniels. And if you saw my office, you'd shame me right back. There's a reason why I don't show any of you my office. This is the only clean part in the whole place. It's probably about 10 by 10, same size as a jail cell. And it looks like a storage closet. There's parts of the room I can't reach. I'm like my father-in-law in his basement. Anyway, our floors bounce and my team came stomping through, says Molly Daniels. And gonna have to switch the phone. Granddaughter needs to be online in 20 minutes. Trying to wake her up now. Good luck with that. Say hello to her for us. And Brian Rahman says, don't forget to tip your host, wonderful people. Better than that, shower him with the green at patreon.com/Brian K. Morris and help fund the Rising Tide movement. Thank you, Brian Rodman. And while you're there, drop $1 or $2 to Brian Rodman. And if nothing else, it's a great incentivizer. It really is. I am grateful for my support on Patreon. I sincerely am. And it's a monthly subscription, but for $1 a month, those people got mentioned. They got mentioned on the Clever Title Pinning last night. They got mentioned on last time's Nevermind the Furthermore. They're going to get mentioned in the audiobook of Sandestein. They're going to get mentioned in what is currently Ebony Terror. They are going to get fame and immortality. And with any luck, some immorality. That can be fun. But anyway, no, we do love our supporters, and just we have you can pledge anything you want, but for $1 you get mention in all products from Rising Tide Publications, including our broadcasts. Also on for $5 a month you get special or $1 a month, actually, you get to see some secret blogs that we do. I gotta make some entries. I got stuff to talk about. Also, at $5 a month, you can get a peek at our Works in Progress, which currently is a World War II based comic book adventure that I think you'll enjoy. It's kind of fun. We're doing some real good experiment on this one. And for $10 a month, you can actually download some of our books, and we're starting to see that level now too. But anyway, thank you. And I think you can do one-time payments, but anyway, we do appreciate every bit of support we get on Patreon. And also check out Brian Rahman and other people that are on Patreon. And 75,000 Shades of Christian, says Brian Rahman. Let's make this happen. Oh, hell yeah. And Ted Davies says, enjoy my new live TED Talks Thursdays at 10 Eastern on Facebook, also on YouTube at Ted Davies Artistry. And please like, subscribe, and share that broadcast. Yesterday's was awesome, man. That was a great show. Seriously, good interaction with your audience. And Ted Davies Artistry is a hopefully proud member of the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. So please support our family of shows if you would. And Nicholas Tucker says Christian Basil is an inspiration. He really is, despite all the crap I give him. It is awesome seeing not just someone so humble but do so well, but the power of the geekdom, or in the words of Hardison, age of the geek baby. Oh yeah. And I want to see Christian reach 100,000 by your birthday, Brian. Christian is a great guy and he deserves this, as Alfred Pennyworth. I could not endorse that statement more. He is a terrific, not just a terrific content creator, but he runs a great show. And he's a great guy, and he gives abuse as well as he takes it. And if you'd been in the green room, you'd have seen him without his shirt. You'd have seen that luscious piece of man candy in the raw. Anyway, at least upper raw. Anyway, Brian Rahman, folks, head on over to CKOEPP.com and sign up for Cindy's newsletter and buy a few books. What a fantastic newsletter writer, overall human being. Go support her, seriously. I want this to be Cindy's year too. I really do. She has worked so hard for so long, and she should be at a level she shouldn't be speaking to most of us. But anyway, she's also got a Patreon she just launched. Please subscribe to that. Again, well, even $1 is a great incentivizer. All right. Plus, she's got a great array of books on Amazon, and that's a good enough reason, I think, to be showing this.
Author Cindy Kep is writing on the edge. Books include Remnant in the Stars, The Loudest Actions, Lines of Succession, Mindstorm, Condemned Courier, the Yerushalayim series, and Animal Eye. Find author Cindy Kep at CKOEPP.com. CKOEPP.com today.
CKOEPP.com. Cindy Kemp. Check out her writing. Check out her newsletter. Get on that subscription list. It comes out around the 25th of every month, and it is a great read. Please check it out and support Cindy Kemp. We love her. And Joe Dog McKeel says a bolt of lightning contains enough energy to toast 160,000 pieces of bread. Why the hell did I even buy a toaster? Unfortunately, the bolt only takes one 10,000th of a second, so turning the bread over might prove difficult. If you're Barry Allen or Wally West, you could do it. But anyway, thank you. And that's the sort of stuff you get on Stupid O'Clock, Thursdays at 9 p.m., and it's part of the Rising Tide Publications, or Rising Tide Broadcast Network. All right. Thank you, Joe Dog. You're awesome. And thank you for last night, Joe Dog. You probably hear that a lot. Anyway, thank you for being on Clever Idle Pending last night. Great show. Please go back and catch that again. All right. And random shares of one of my favorite movies, because every time you become a disembodied head, I laugh hysterically. Trailers from Hell, Dark and Stormy Night from Nick Tucker. Thank you, Nick. I'm going to have to check that out now. Molly Daniel says, why do I now have the night Chicago died in my head? On the south side of Chicago, or is that the east side? Yes. Daddy was a cop on the east side of Chicago back in the good old days, back in the bad old days. Now, the funny thing is, I was telling Cookie, we love that song. That's a beautiful song by Paper Lace, but a one-hit wonder in America. But the funny thing is, a Brit group. But the funny thing is, I was listening when they premiered that on WCFL. The Voice of Labor in Chicago. And it was the great broadcaster Larry Lujek, super jock himself, was introducing it. And he was madder than hell. He said, I hate this song. I've lived in Chicago most of my life. And you know what? You know what they call the east side of Chicago? Lake Michigan. There's a north side, there's a west side, and there's a south side. There is no real east side because Chicago proper kind of butts up against Lake Michigan. So, up along Lakeshore Drive, which is, by the way, Route 41. Continue from Route 41 in Indiana, which actually extends into Kentucky, but it goes all the way from Evansville, Indiana, up through Terre Haute, by Cayuga, all the way up through the southeast suburbs of Chicago. Then it gets on I-90, then it stops, gets onto I-90 for about a quarter of a mile till you get into Illinois, and then it goes up and you wind up through some of the other suburbs, doing this sort of number, and then it goes up and becomes Lakeshore Drive. And that's how I get to Chicago and avoid all the interstate traffic. Carleen, Carl just got a package. He's very happy. Any ones we know, and because we all know we love getting those packages in our hands at Eastside Molly. That's right, Carly. And since I must assume she is lurking, visit Cindy Kemp author at CKOEPP.com. Says Nick Tockard. Please do. Also check out Nick Tockard on Friday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern on the Historical Fencing Guild. Wait, when is NonCon? I want to return September 24th through the 26th, I believe. Let me double check that, but I think I'm right. Almost. Oh, I wrote down the wrong time, I think. Did I write down the right time? Oh, I wrote it in 2020. Hold on, I'm such a goof. Yeah, it's the 24th through the 26th, John. I better put that in the right place before I forget. Yeah, I had it in the right place. All right, I was prepared from last year. So yeah, it's 24th to 25th, 3 days this time. And same rate for your table, John. So get in touch with, I got called by Keith H. Contact him or Jason. Okay. And Molly Daniel said, okay, bad Leroy Brown then. Okay. Or, if you get an earworm, a brainworm with a song, I always think of the start of Fire by the Crazy World of Arthur Brown. You cannot think of any other song when you have a baritone voice screaming in your head, I am the god of hellfire, and I bring you. Anyway, Bill Sarton is here. Art of Bill Sarton on Facebook. Check out that page. Good morning to you, Bill Sarton. Hope you're having a great one. And DC Claymore, ClaymoreAdventures.com. Check it out. It's awesome. And bring Cookie home. Thank you, Bill Sarton. And Brian Rodman says, in all seriousness, one of the best comics I've ever read, The Silence by Chad Nuss. Great stuff. It's intelligent, thoughtful, suspenseful, and action-packed. And my goodness, the artwork is phenomenal. It's Blade Runner meets Star Wars with rich world building that takes you in and doesn't let you go. Join the wild ride at thesilencecomics.com. Please check that out. And patreon.com/impossibilist if you want to support John B. Pica. I do. And now I have a mixture of those two songs in my head, Molly. Way to go, Molly. And Brian Robin, I feel like we need a spin-off of Non-Con and have a con dedicated to snacks called Nom Nom Con. That's what HalloCon is about. Joe Dog has been telling me how he feeds everyone there, and oh my God, I want to go. And Amanda Tockert, author, is creating a new book for 2021, and you can follow her on Amazon. Amanda Tockert, the bride of Nicholas Tockert, which sounds like a horror movie, doesn't it? Anyway, hindsight is 2020. The future is ours to shape. Whoa, that's right. That's right. Tomorrow belongs to us, brother. And hey, Brian, your YouTube lawyers aren't real lawyers. What? No, actually, mine is a litigator from Ontario, Viva Fry, and the other one is a lawyer in the DC area. They really are. Now, there are a number of YouTubers who practice law, and occasionally I'm one of them, particularly copyright law, but anyway, they are. Everything I saw it on the internet, damn it, Eric. Or as your friends call you. I saw it on the internet, so I know it's true. And G Studios, thank you very much for that, man. Thank you. I appreciate it. And so does Cookie. And so will there be a monthly RTBN update show to keep folks appraised across channels? I am working on a common page for us, we broadcasters. So there'll be another place to share comments and stuff and maybe bring people in. But yeah, there should be. Well, actually, there should be. And you'll either hear it from me or Joe Dog or Ted. So anyway, Molly Dales, me too, Carly. What a mashup. Bill Sarden says, it might make this recommendation. If I may make this recommendation, oh mighty Fezmen, invest your COVID money on local businesses. Don't feed the big box store. Those piggies are fat enough. I am personally buying some books from some of my favorite indie authors that I won't mention for fear of embarrassing them. And I've currently employed my friendly neighborhood apparel Unlimited to create some jazzy embroidery things with my artwork logo on it. Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. Seriously, spend it on indie authors while they're still alive and can appreciate it, for the love of God. But no, that's a great use for mine. And I'm going to be spending mine at some local shops too. So it all works out. And the indie people can certainly use it more than the big stores were. Well said, Bill Sarn. Well said. Also check out Sarnard 76 on Facebook and check out his daily stuff. And on YouTube, Diesel Punk Podcast, a great show. John Pica's Diesel Punk Podcast returns Monday, January 11th, with special guest Bob Sally, writer of the Diesel Punk comic series Broken Gargoyles. There we go. Very cool. And John says, you've sold me on Bloodshot. Cool. John, I think you'd enjoy it. If you like most of what Vin Diesel does, this is just so cool. And like I said, I love the Bloodshot character, just the idea of a guy who doesn't know who or which one of his personalities he truly is. But no, it's very well done. Very well done. I couldn't ask for a better adaptation or a better actor to bring Bloodshot to life. And bring Cookie birthday cake and lots of presents and charge it to the man in the red fez. Carl, hide your fez, says Bill Sarden. Yeah, better. Back in the stereo box from YouTube says this Saturday AM we'll be talking Cobra Kai Season 3, Shadow in the Cloud, and have special guests Larry Hoy and Bill Webb to chat about their new project. Very cool. Check that out. Subscribe, like, and share on not just Facebook, but on YouTube, where you get the better sound and picture. And Joe Dog McKeel, by the way, Fate transitions are coming in beta now. Yes! Yeah, I wouldn't mind if we had a little control over that. I don't want it to be like you cut and then it's like that. I want people to have the control, because there are times when a smash cut does work. But yeah, that's good news. Thank you, Joe Dog. And good morning, Cindy Cap. I trust your ears were burning pleasantly. Mwah, CKOEPB.com. Glad to see you here. And now with more fun is Brian K. Morris on Smashwords. Thank you, Cindy. Love you, hon. And Christmas Eve, I was on 8 channels at once, says Joe Dog McKeel. Yeah, listen, I'm up. I'm gonna probably try to spread my infamy a little more. And I'm going to retool my webpage, and hopefully I can get it to share on there too. But maybe have live broadcasts on YouTube, but or not on YouTube, but on my revamped webpage, which Meredith Walgren has volunteered to turn it from the hard hat zone it is now. But that's cool, Joe Dog. That's great. And we are reclaiming and rebranding some older popular vibes from previous projects, including the magic of our host, John B. Pica, who back of the cereal box knows well. Cindy Cap says, celebrating Epiphany like a boss. Brian K. Morris on Amazon. So is Cindy Cap. Her work is on Amazon too. Please check out Animal Eye. That's going to be a graphic novel soon too. I'm excited about that. I've seen the art for it. It's going to be fantastic. Also, check out Cindy Cap on Patreon. John B. Pike, the storyteller on YouTube, says we have been talking to tour managers in the music industry, and they are now booking tour dates, for June and July. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty confident after the first half of the year that some shows will come off. And I think there are going to be some shows in my future that will be COVID safe as possible. The second half of the year, I'm more optimistic. I think we're still going to be I think many of us will be wearing masks and face guards into 2022, and that's fine. And accomplishing greatness is Mr. Nicholas Anthony Tockert, says Cindy Cap. Check him out also on Amazon. And Cindy Cap says, check out Back of the Cereal Box for cool pop culture adventures. Definitely on YouTube. You'll love it. And CKOEPP.com. And had to switch to Kindle and can't find the chat. Help! I don't know how to help you on Kindle. Have Joe Dog help you. He's basically turned his Kindle into his slave. Anyway, Cindy Cap says more pop culture fun can be found on Nerd Culture. Definitely check that out. Part of the Hanging with Web Show adventure. Ryan Permisson does some great stuff. He really does great content. Carl Witzman says Molly tried double tapping on the video. Sometimes that works on my tablet. And Glenn B. Fleming, hey Brian, hey Glenn, how you doing? We've been talking about you very positively. Thank you for accepting Joe D. McPhee's contribution to your anthology. And Glenn, we are going to be talking about having you on Clever Tile Pending. I've hesitated asking you because I know the time difference, but I saw you with Pops Van Zandt on Monday night's show, where I had to come and heckle. And if you're up that late regularly, by God, we got to get you on there. And I'll be a guest, says John B. Pica, on the Star Chamber podcast tonight at 8:15 p.m. with exciting news about Tales of the Deckelverse Volume 1, Nightreich. I have got to listen to that. And in fact, there is... speaking of that great podcast, the Star Chamber podcast, check it out on Facebook. And other places. I will be on January 20th with Bobby Nash and possibly one other person. But anyway, Bobby and I are going to be talking about all things new pulp, and looking forward to that, and looking forward to the Imaginarium this year. And Molly Daniel switched to desktop, and it showed up. There we are. Great. Cindy Cap says the Historical Fencing Guild is a fun show about how to practice killing people safely. Check it out, 7 p.m. Central on Friday. The Historical Fencing Guild on YouTube. And phone needed charging. And there we go. Thank you, John B. Pica. www.ckoepp.com. Check that out. And congrats, Christian, to your greater success at recruiting more Whovians. Wow. I mean, bless you. Yeah, and Kyle Guthrie. Skunk, it's good to see you, brother. Hey, Brian, it's Skunk. I know it's you, Skunk. Don't reveal your secret identities, or supervillains will strike at you through your loved ones. Anyway, you want me to post this, and I do. Every time you're on here, brother, you don't need my permission. I want you to post and use the Rising Tide publications page, too. Anyway, Scrubhouse Video Club live this and every Sunday at 8 p.m. 7 p.m. Central. 3 ways to watch on Twitch TV, or on Facebook, or on YouTube. I did this while driving down the street. How dangerous is that? Oh my God, you are not only living on the razor's edge, young man, you have crossed it. Anyway, I've got to see Scrubhouse. One of these times I am going to make a list of our people. And you are one of our people, Kyle. Seriously, you are. You're one of us, brother. And I got to, get my sheet for my rap for all you guys. So anyway, so I can help promote you better. And I'm looking for a new Geek Girl co-host for Back of the Cereal podcast. Okay, applications are now open. And Christian Basil, no, you can't use the casting couch. Anyway, Flashers have just posted. That's when Brian fainted. Yeah, and not only that, but that's when Christian died. Anyway, we will get that new version of that up there, Trevor. Anyway, Cindy Cap says, find out what happens when a conference uses a peculiar mode of transportations. Go to old school moves. Getting to a conference has never been so retro. And John B. Pica says, Robbie Balboa is one of the best, huge life lessons in that movie. Watch it. I definitely want to watch the newer Rocky films. But I think the first three, Rocky was 1, 2, and 3, that's as good as feel-good movies get. Seriously. And Rocky Balboa is a great inspiration, and the thing was, you think about it in the first movie, he didn't want to win. He was not out to win. He was just out to stay on his feet till the end of the match against Apollo Creed, and I still love that thing about where after the bell rings and the reporters and the managers are flooding the ring, and and Apollo Creed the great Carl Weathers is screaming, "No rematch, no rematch!" And you hear Rocky going, "Don't want one." That was great. And Michaela and Ninja Genko, God morning to you, and a good morning as well. Good to see you here as always on YouTube. Hope you're having a great morning and your great hump day so far. And what Rocky 4 was epic. Great music. I agree with you there. Music was fantastic. Apollo dies and we are introduced to Dolph Lundgren. Yeah, the Eric Hawkins. I agree. And the thing was, Dolph did a great job portraying this Russian Superman. And I have to say that I've seen Lundgren in a lot of things, including the Expendables series. He's really a good actor. I think he's got a lot of untapped range. I can see that in him. And he's smart. He is smart as a whip. He really is. And it's great. The Ninja Genko, you are great. Glad to see you here as always. And Ultraman, are you ready? The new Marvel series? John Pica, I'm waiting for the trade paperback of that. But I've heard good things about it. But I've been watching the official Ultraman channel, and Ultraman Z, or Una Ultraman Zeta, as they call him there. I'm learning Japanese. I only know 2 words though. But anyway, it's really good stuff. It's the first 3 episodes start out a bit Power Ranger-y, which is to be expected. They're not bad. The first episode, the protagonist, the human half of Ultraman, is a little bit on the annoying side. All the time saying their version of okay, and it's not okay, but it's K, and his version is like wuss. Okay. So anyway, but starting with episode 4, it really starts to come together, and the final episode of the series is just like one magic moment after another. Probably the best transformation in Ultraman I've ever seen, as one of the protagonist's romantic interest is plummeting out of the skies after endangering the world, and the hero abandons his mecha to dive after her, and he activates the Ultraman program, knowing it may kill him. And she has the final key to help him transform into the Ultraman he needs to be. And they've got their friends on the ground. And the whole thing is, you activate this thing, you put the metals into to activate the powers, because toys have to be sold. And then then Ultraman appears and says, "I ask that you chant my name." And the guy has to yell Ultraman Z, or the Japanese version. And at one point, as he's diving, they make the connection. She lets him go, and she's on her own now. And he activates the device, and he, of course, Ultraman appears and says, "I ask that you chant my name." And, the guy, activates the device and yells, Una Ultraman Zeta. And the thing is, as he's yelling, she joins in, and everyone on the ground joins. It's just a great moment. Very well done. So I do recommend that show. Great show. I binge watched Cobra Kai season 3, says Brian Rahman, and it was so much fun. Although I feel like this story would be a lot shorter if people would just learn to dial 911. That's true. And reading. And Rocky Balboa, the movie, says it's a G Studio. It was worth it. It was a great way to end a legendary career in boxing and open the doors for the Creed movies. I must admit, Creed 2 did open the door for a Drago movie. Ooh, that might be fun. Bring Dolph back. And Netflix series is awesome, says the Ninja. And Patreon, I'll have to check it out. Anyway, Cindy Kep says, Patreon is a great place to connect with your favorite artistic source, including Brian K. Morris, the Historical Fencing Guild, the League of Impossibilists, Frozen Creek Studios, Bobby Nash, Brian Rodman, and Cindy Kep. Please drop some money her way. Give her some atta girls, okay? And very good job, Christian from the Skunk Rocker and Drats Out of Break already. The Zon has some of my books on sale, including one under $3. So check her up and catch y'all later. Cindy Kep, CKOEPP.com. Please check out her library of great fiction and also check out her incredible newsletter. Please subscribe. Make her happy. And lurker mode engaged. Okay, the ninja that is Cindy Kep is now watching and lurking. Anyway, Nick Tucker says, I watch so many of your YouTube shows, I have almost no time for mainstream broadcasts. See success. That mainstream stuff will rot your brain. Look what it did to me. But no, I love YouTube. That's why I don't need. And she's off. And I'm going to have to end this soon, I think. Anyway, Brian Rodman says, Brian, you've upset my cat again. She's currently cussing you out. Well, Brian Rodman's cat, to you, if you can't get along, you're going to be blocked. I'm telling you right now. And Brian Rodman's probably laughing while his cat is hissing at me. Oh, yeah, well, same back at you, feline. The Eric Hawkins' family video is closing in all locations. Everything is on sale. Videos, games, CBD products, and fixtures. CBD was what kept them going the past few years. Yeah, I think that in gaming probably more than movies anymore with the streaming service. I'm sorry to see the place go, but it's progress, unfortunately, more than anything, I suspect. And pardon my delay, gift art for the Church of the Rising Tide for Cookie's birthday. Thank you, Nick Tucker. She will love it. And yes to both, says Carl Witzman. And wear your fireproof underwear. Molly Daniels says my little town had at least 3 at one point. Blockbuster, Circus Video, I remember Circus, and Family Video. Our family remains, but alas, not for long. Yes, same for ours. We're about a 2-minute drive from one, and may have to check it out while I'm there, see what I can find. And Betrayer, don't they know snitches get stitches? Asked Joe Dog McKeel. Give me names. Yeah, it was somebody who actually saw my ascension, and thank you all very much for being a part of it. As kind of like, why didn't you ask me? And plus, he also had issues with some of the people who are in here for whatever reason. I guess because they support me. But I had issues in return, but I just never brought them up because I can swallow my resentment. Anyway, Carleen says, cooking at home, what a concept. Yeah, no kidding. And I'm worried buffets will go the way of the dodo. Nothing makes me happier than Indian buffet. We've got one great one here in Lafayette. If you ever are here, Grant, we are going to take you there. In fact, we're going there this Saturday, or not this Saturday, but sometime soon. But yeah, buffets have a hard time because, especially now with COVID regulations, our local Golden Buffet, which is a great place, one of the best ones I've been at, they are very stringent about their COVID measures, and I feel perfectly safe in there. They do a great job. And I know what you mean, Grant. We usually do a Chinese buffet on Thanksgiving and Christmas Day, but it'll be a long time before we can trust that again. Yeah, 2 of ours have opened up. Who Hot has reopened, and that's a great place. That's it. We will go to 9 Irish when you and Carl come over here eventually. We gotta set that up sometime. But when you guys come over, we'll go to 9 Irish for lunch. We'll hang out for a number of hours. Then we'll go for dinner at Who Hot, and you guys will go home in pain pretty much. It'll be great. Brian Rodman, what a great show yet again, my friend. Thank you, Brian, and thank you for making it so. Everyone, I hope you have an amazing day, and I'll see you all on Friday. Remember, don't wait for your week to be yours. Make it so. Thank you, Brian Rodman. BrianRodman.com. Check him out also on Patreon. He's awesome. And Brian, thank you for all that you do, my friend. You're an inspiration. Hashtag happy birthday cookie. Thank you, Brian Rodman. And thank you for all you do, man. It's not me alone in the trenches. We're all in there together. Grant Lanker says, I gained 2 subscribers during the show. Yes, I'm now 6 away from 100. Can we make it? Go to monarchpublishing.net and let's help Grant reach that 100 goal. I have done my part, and now it's time for you. He's a Nevermorian too. And Joe Dog McHale says, I think the serve yourself buffets are gone for a while. They will be more like school cafeterias. You stick your plate under and someone will dish out what you want. Last time I was in Who Hot, which has been about 3 months ago, what they did was, instead of the usual line, they listed all of their available portions, plus you get to put on sauces. And what they did was they basically, you filled out the form. I want 2 of this, I want a spoonful of this, I want this and this and this, and X number of spoonfuls of sauce, these type of sauces. And basically, their sauces are everything from very gentle sauces but very flavorful, all the way to something that will create a straight line between the back of your mouth and your rectum. It burns out everything in between. It hurts as much coming out as it does going in, but it's delicious. So there's ways to do this. There's another one on the south side I haven't visited. I got to check out. And Grant Lankard said, I just gave Pulp Reality 5 stars, but I guess it may take a little while for it to show on Amazon. Yes, it does, Grant. Amazon reviews, they have to vet them a little. But thank you so much, Grant. And leaving reviews is the best way you can reward authors on Amazon or anywhere. Please leave reviews. Thank you very much, Grant, and I'm glad you enjoyed that book so very much. And Joe Dog, Ryan's and Golden Corral are gone for good, and that's not a bad thing since John B. Pica. Ryan's, the one in Champaign, was terrible, but I've been to others and they were very good. Golden Corral actually is hanging on. It is actually the leading buffet, and like I said, ours is taking every precaution and still operating like a buffet. You have to wear gloves, and I have seen them, dress down people that don't obey the standards. Our local one is great. It really is. It's a fantastic place. But Golden Corral is hanging on and is still healthy, but could change. And there's still one Ryan's, and still, I don't remember where it is, but you can actually go to Ryan's website and it's still there. And Joe Dog, that would be all right with me. And Nick Tucker says, in the money front, got to keep perspective. If you make even a few cents a month, you are outperforming 98% of other authors. That is so true. And the millions of I want to be a writer, but just keep plugging. Faith manages. Yes, it does. But the thing is, you got to keep working at it. And you got to keep pushing. Nick, thank you for those words of wisdom. And back in the stereo box says, tonight is a busy night before our logo reveal party. John will be on the Star Chamber podcast, and after, we will be releasing brand new road trip videos on YouTube. Very cool. Very cool, John. Glad to see that. And Joe Dog says, yep, but that takes out bees here in town. You have to look them up on YouTube. They had buffet on a Lazy Susan at your table. That's awesome. That sounds fun. And Carl Westman, thanks for bringing that up, Brian. I'd almost got that image out of my head. Shirtless Christian. Ack. I think I have a screen capture of that too. I could be sharing with you, and if nothing else, I'll share it with this audience. And Joe Dog McHale says, I am headed to Walmart after the show. I am prepping for stupid o'clock. I'm getting a new joke book and a box of live crickets. Oh dear God! And hopefully you'll be broadcasting live with the Skunk Rocker. That should be amusing. And says Carlene, going south. 41 comes through Chattanooga on its way to Miami. Oh, cool. I got a shortcut to get to you guys. That is good to know. XG Studio says, confirmed. I don't know anyone that lives in Lake Michigan. There is no true east side of Chicago. East Chicago I know of is in Indiana, which defeats the point. That's true. That's true. I forgot about the Indiana side of it, too. And Sarah, mwah, just thought I'd say hello before the show. And Sarah, so glad you're here. Always a pleasure, darn. You make my day when you say hello. And Joe Dog McHale says, XG Studio, there are people on the east side of Chicago. They just haven't been found yet. Probably if they dredged Lake Michigan, that might help. And Gospel Illusionist Jake says, awesome show, my friend. Much love to you and cooking. Much love back at you, brother. You have a good time with your spending today on Amazon. Enjoy it, my friend. And the Dark Mistress has arisen, says Carl Witzman. And Joe Dog says, Sarah lives. Yes. And Skunk Rocker says, I do sometimes think of 2 songs besides Arthur Brown's Fire. Prodigy and Marilyn Manson both sampled the intro to a couple of their songs. Oh, that's right. Actually, I would love to one day find the premiere album of The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. Yeah. Yes, I see it, honey. This is the sign she gave me, because she's got dinner to eat. But yeah, his first album's great, and he has probably my favorite version of "I Put a Spell on You." It is great because he's got a powerful voice. Plus, he did some recordings I wanted to get a hold of. He did with Jimmy Carl Black, the original drummer for the Mothers of Invention, and their group was what was it? Brown and Black and Blues. And that ought to be a lot of fun. And much love from Sarah to the Dark Pope and Joe Dog. And Carl Wisman said, need to hire Willow Schuyler on a part-time basis to promote the new network. I should talk with her about this. I really should, because she does such a great job of promoting us as it is. I want to see what we can do to help her too. And Joe Dog McKeel says, Exegy Stu, I did say I didn't know people who live in Lake Michigan for a reason. That's true. You don't want to admit that you know them. They're probably still people looking for him. And wow, I just got a call from my phone number, 8 answering that says Joe Dog. And last post, don't die, go feed Cookie. Yes, sir. And what Joe Dog said, good show. Thank you, Carl. Thank you for helping make it that way. Well, it's time to exit, says Teresa Dunn. Get prepared for an appointment. It's been fun all month. Teresa Dunn, glad you're here. Lee Reese, good to see you, sir. And hello, Brian. Hey, a good hump day show today. Keep rocking. You too, Lee. Great art from Lee. Check out his stuff on his page. And he's talking to us from YouTube. Good to see you, man. Bill Sargent says, great show as always. Thank you, Bill, for being a part of it. But I gotta get going for now. Me too. I just have to finish up one long overdue commission that's getting sent out today. As soon as the Spruce Goose lands, and I'm starting on the next one tomorrow. The next Spruce Goose, I think it's been done. Anyway, Via con Dios amigos. Happy trails to you, partner, till we see you again. And I'd love to be on Time is a Man-Made Thing after all. Don't tell Randy Zimmerman. No, I don't. Whatever Randy Zimmerman, I just say yes, sir, and take it to heart. Anyway, let me know when you want me on. I'll be there. And thanks. Glenn, we'll be talking soon. I promise. I got to get my act together and get you on here. You're fascinating. And seriously, can you compile a Rising Tide TV guide? That's not a horrible idea, brother. And Sarah, Dark Masters, God, we've missed you, says Christian Basil. And Worf downvoted Brian. Who the F downvoted Brian? Well, the heck with them, right? They're welcome to leave. And Altar Boy, love you, and he loves you back. And we're killed for the chance to. Brian K. Morris, you are an Ultraman of promotion. And thank you, my friend. Thank you, my friend in the Rising Tide Broadcast Network. And we're going to get some guidelines together for all of us that I hope to live up to also. Enjoy your day and good day, too. Thank you for the coffee. Thank you for your friendship. Thank you for everything, Ted. And check out TED Talks from yesterday. It was great. You will love it. It's seriously good. Another great show. Thank you, Carly, for helping make it that way. And later, Gators, Toodles Parmesan to you, darling. And and Skunk Rocker says, thanks, Brian. Don't die, feed Cookie a cake. I promise. And Skunk Rocker says, happy birthday, Cookie. And Christian Basil says, Dark Pope, we must punish the downvoter with sticks. Very pointy sticks. And I'll be in town Saturday. Molly, we have got to visit our friend in Fowler, but maybe we can get together again. And I love Who Hot. Maybe that's where we should get together. And Nick Tucker says, Brian, the Rising Tide will mount up regulator style and folks who betray you. Oops, ancient iteration of Nick pops up unexpectedly. I'll welcome it. There's an ancient Brian that'll sign up for that any day. Love you guys. Love you too, Nick. Much love to you and Amanda and Xander. Hope you're doing well. And happy birthday, Cookie, from Ted Davies. Carl Witzman, thank you, my friend. Sorry I was away. I'll banish the downvoter to the depths of heck. That's right. May he simmer in heck forever. Thank you, Carl Witzman. And Evansville still has Golden Corral. Yeah, we still have ours here in town. I love that place. And the Ryans in Champaign closed a few years ago. Yeah, I was never a big fan of that one. We only had one good meal there. We tried like 3 or 4 times, but like it's a little tough to get into your meal when they're piling up dirty dishes on the table across from you. That's not a good look. And Carlene, we have no steakhouse in Danville anymore. Oh, Montana Mike's closed last April and the building is up for sale. That's a shame. I always liked Montana Mike's. I liked the steakhouse that was beforehand. They had a little salad bar that was really terrific. And my mother was the reason they installed a wheelchair ramp there. She and I were regulars, and she loved that place. And the manager saw we were having trouble getting her up onto the curb and into the building. And he came out and told us, we're going to fix that next time you show up. And next time we came in, they put in the ramp. And wow, love you, Brian. Love Cookie too. Sarah, we love the hell out of you. We really do. Christian Basil says, there's no sex in the champagne room. At least that's what I heard. That could be. I hope not to find out. And Brian's going to have to start the show at like 9 Eastern. Scott Crocker, that's a possibility. I may have to. Would any of you be willing to get up a little earlier to see me? We used to be at 9:30, I think. I seem to recall we were at 9:30 originally. We could make it earlier. Let me know. Send me a PM on Facebook and let me know that. We have Montana mics down here, but it's not very good. That's a shame, Molly. Well, anyway, folks, we have got to get the heck out of here. Cookie has a day to start. It smells so good what she has made. And anyway, folks, we hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you for being part of this show. Thank you for supporting not just myself, but Joe and Ted and the rest of the, Rising Tide Broadcast Network. We'll tell you more about that as we firm up our plans. And I heard the timer go off, which means I've really got to get this going. So thank you to everyone who has shown up today. Thank you, as always, to Plasma Fire Graphics for sponsoring this episode. Thank you. When the look of your book matters to you, check out plasmafiregraphics.com and also their page on Facebook. Great work at affordable prices. And anyway, please go to risingtide.pub and sign up for our monthly newsletter. It comes out the first of every month. Next issue will be February 1st. Around 5 p.m. So you have plenty of time to sign up. And if you don't want to go there, if you have Facebook Messenger, send me your email address and I will sign you up personally. All right. I love doing that. Also, if you're watching us on Facebook on the Rising Tide Publications page there, please, if you've enjoyed any part of this video, please give this a like and please give the page a like if you would, please. We'd really appreciate that. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, on either the Geek Insider page or the Rising Tide Publications page, please, again, if you've enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and share. It helps us so much. Pardon me. I'm now talking like the Micro Machines man. I'm getting faster at this. Anyway, please check out great programming. You've heard some of it. Check out Star Chamber at 8 o'clock on Wednesday for John Pica. And a lot of good stuff. Check out Scrubhouse TV on Saturday night. Check out, let's see, tomorrow at 9 p.m., Stupid O'Clock. It's going to be a great show as always and part of our network. So please check it out. And also, like I said, we've talked to you about Facebook. We talked about YouTube. Now we're going to talk about Lunch with Cookie. Anyway, thank you again, one and all, for being a part of this broadcast extravaganza. And we hope you have a great day. We hope you have an awesome hump day and you're already making plans for a fantastic weekend. Thank you all for your support of our endeavors. Thank you for wishing Cookie a happy birthday. Please go to Facebook and wish her a happy birthday there, if you would, please. She loves it. It'll make her so happy, as it will me too. So anyway, folks, as always, thank you for being here. We'll see you Friday morning on a new Nevermind the Furthermore at 10 a.m., 9 a.m. Central. So as always, my friends, stay smart, stay safe, wash your hands, and never apologize for being awesome, because that's exactly what you are. Thank you very much, and we'll see you Friday on another Nevermind the Furthermore. Have a great hump day. This program has been brought to you by Nevermorians, just like you. Please go to patreon.com/Brian K. Morris, and please consider supporting this show on a subscription basis. Thank you very much.
This is the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to us wherever you listen to your favorite podcast. Also catch us on the HWWS Web TV YouTube channel. Subscribe today and become part of the legend.
So let's go.
Ooh.
Oh.
My nippies got hurt.
Thank you for tuning in to Nevermind the Furthermore, a Rising Tide Publications and Brian K. Morris production. Member of the Comic Book Advocating Network and sponsored by GeekInsider.com. Become part of our show with sponsorship and advertising opportunities. For details, contact advertising at GeekInsider.com or visit podcast.geekinsider.com. The Geek Insider podcast is available on your favorite app, so please hit the follow button and share it out to your
Go thee to thy rest, O shades. Thou hast served well in life. Now take thy reward.
Stormgate Press presents a collection of 7 new short stories from today's leading authors and illustrators in the new pulp genre. Experience courageous two-fisted heroes and their intrepid and often dangerous exploits. From dark, watery depths to high-flying heights, these fantastic tales span the globe and take the reader on fast-paced adventures in classic pulp style. Take a seat as we pull back the curtain on days gone by with edge-of-your-seat storytelling in the vein of Golden Age era pulp fiction. This is Pulp Reality. Available now from Stormgate Press on Amazon.com.